Valley. These new deals, not for belly. Stay that money, I for Larry. I shoot jumpers, call me Larry. They need Yonkers, they need a Navy. Don't need a sponsor, already have it. And then make all these niggas mad, All I ever wanted, all I.
You know, you had 100 records. You know, you had the internet going nuts last week. Everybody was like,
I had uproar.
You sold 4,500 records.
Mm-hmm. Allegedly, that's what they say.
It said 30 physical copies.
Right.
Now,
were those numbers accurate?
Nah, I don't know they wasn't accurate. You know what I'm saying? I think Billboard wrote like an article after about what exactly happened. Because, you know, that was really my first time going selling stuff. Like the other time I had New York City, the album, I put it up for sale for 12 hours. And then after that, I put it out, you know, for free on live mixtapes with Dat Piff or whatever. But this was the first time I went and did it full out. You'll go cap it, Best Buy, wherever. What happened was I dropped the album on Friday. Usually albums drop on Tuesday. And the physical copies wasn't supposed to come out till Tuesday. You feel me? So what happened was between Friday to Monday, I guess SoundScan is reported from Friday to Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So from Friday to Monday, I sold like 4,300 or whatever, under 4,500. You know what I mean? In those 2 days or whatever. And then on the what was it? On Tuesday, the 30 copies that was sold, they were sold illegally. Like, I don't give a fuck if they were sold illegally because I just want my music out.
Right.
But basically, it was like the mom and pop stores that had them.
Gotcha.
And if people came and asked for them early, they was just giving them. And it was really this one store in the Bronx, you know what I mean? That sold the 30 copies. But shout out to them. They got my music out. I ain't tripping.
Mm-hmm. Is 4,500 records sold a flop for independent artists first week?
Hell no. Hell no. You got to think. Like, I seen everything going in the uproar and all that. And it said I sold 4,500 records, but if I'm getting 95% of my bread, and that within that week, from that Friday to it wasn't from Friday to Saturday, whatever, I made 120 bands. You feel me? Between the record sales, between 30,000 singles, between, you know what I mean, doing hosting. So, like, when you independent and you really self-made and self-paid independent, then it don't matter. It don't matter. You got to get the slow grind, like the reasonable doubt grind. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they going to catch on later and they keep picking up and picking up and picking up. And at the end of the day, I'm here to make money. I'm here to get the paper. And now I understand what Jay-Z meant by, can he really match a triple platinum artist buck by buck with only a single going gold? I could really match a platinum artist buck by buck with not even a single going gold. You feel me? Because what usually happens is an artist, they'll get a deal, and their regular deal, they get 15% of every dollar, a little more if they hot, you know what I'm saying? And now with me, I'm getting 95% on every dollar. So if an artist get 15% on every dollar, they sell 1 million singles or whatever, they supposed to be owed 150,000. But the record label done spent 250, 300 to make them hot.
Mm-hmm.
So really what happens if they spend 250, that artists owe 100,000 back to the label. You feel me? With Troy Ave, it don't cost me nothing to make no album. I got my own producers. I got my own art, graphic design.
You don't pay for features?
Nah, I don't got. When you got the respect, when they see you coming up and they see you like you the boy, they gonna do that with the strength. Same way I do it. You know what I'm saying? If I see somebody moving, I'm gonna do that with the love. And everybody you see on there, like, yo, we rocking with you. What you need? Or shoot me back a feeture or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all just had 5 in here. He's like, yo, whatever you need.
50.
You know what I'm saying?
You make it sound like police.
50. Yeah, so what I was saying is like, if I turn around and I sell 100,000 records or whatever, like I'm getting more money than somebody who went platinum. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just talking about singles, and singles be moving everything.
How much does BSB get off that? I mean, of course, it's gonna sell more than 4,500 over time. But how much does BSB get over that 4,500 off of that 4,500?
We get 95%. You know, 5% go. No, 90%. 5% go to my lawyer, and then 5% go to the distributor. But I'm so ill that I negotiated it where I need the distributor to pay 2.5 of my lawyer percentage. I pay the other 2.5. It's all about having the leverage, man, to do what you want to do.
And that's another. He's an independent artist at his truest form, meaning he doesn't have help doing radio. He doesn't have help doing everything. Comes out of his own pocket. So he pays for radio promotion. He pays for touring. He pays for everything. Usually, when an artist says they independent, they get a little help from a label, and they only get
They got a little secret development deal or something like that. You know, it's so ill. Like, look how I came here. Y'all remember when I first started, he was like, yo, go sign to a label, sign. You was like, yo, how long or whatever. And then I just stood here and I stood the test of time. I stayed focused on what I was going to do. I told you, I said, I'm gonna buy me a crib. I'm gonna give me a Rari. I'm gonna do this thing independent. You know what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. I still want to go to a major, but as a joint venture, I want to do what Rockefeller had. I want what Murder Inc. with Bad Boy, like, you know, that's.
Do you have to in 2015 though? Do you really need that?
I mean, it puts you on. With me, it's like hustling. Like I was a heavy hustler, so I always resort everything back to that. That's my mind frame. So if I'm hustling on 100 blocks and I'm making $1,000 a day, whatever. Say I'm making $1,000 a day off of one block. Now, record label gonna put me on 1,000 blocks, but they want to take 50%. I ain't tripping. That's still more money. I got to give up half, but I'm getting more money. Instead of me getting $1,000, now I'm getting, what's 1,000 times 5, what, 500,000, 50,000, whatever it is. Right. I'm still getting more money. And at the end of the day, we ain't greedy.
Now, people had a lot of jokes after they put that out there with the sales and everything. Yeah. A lot of memes, a lot of things.
Right.
Yeah, even Krayshawn commented. A lot of people commented.
Nah, it don't affect. Like, I come from the dirt. I come from, I'm self-made and self-paid. I can't say that enough. The real things that affect me, like jokes and all that don't affect me. To me, that's like, I'm like Jackie Robinson and a racist fan. You know what I mean? Hey, or whatever. Or Michael Jordan, when you see him putting his hand up and there's somebody in the crowd, you, whatever. It don't matter at the end of the day. Because if you look up at the scoreboard, I'm still winning. You feel, if I was broke, or if the show started slowing up, or I just came from I'm dead tired. You know what I mean? But I know I gotta work. It's a big platform. I gotta be here. You know what I'm saying? I just came from Miami. My life ain't crazy, like crazy. You feel me?
One thing I like about you is your confidence. But I also think
I'm gonna take you the crazy part, not to cut you off. I seen somebody say, yo, I don't like Troy Ave because he's too confident. What type
too cocky, they say.
No, I seen too cocky, but I was like, all right, people had it on. When somebody say too confident, that don't make no sense to me. That's just other people's insecurities. That's me shining a spotlight on it because of my confidence. You know what I'm saying? And it's making them insecure. Like, it don't. What happens is they try to, like, you try to tear Troy Ave down. It's like, you gotta look at the people that's writing stuff. It's either people that I came in contact with, and for whatever reason, they don't like me for a personal reason. So it's a bias, you know what I mean, or whatever.
They call you Troy Average.
I had a song. I heard somebody call me Troy Average. Well, let me tell you about this shit in average to the 4. What I you say? I'm talking to the 4 new hoes on the average, and they 8.5 the dime on the average. Every show I get a dime on the average, and my dime is about 81 carats.
So you played with
You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't affect me. You got to think, when these people tear down Troy Ave, it's like, who else do we got from the city that's doing it this way? You ain't just trying to tear down me. You trying to tear down a generation of people. You want them to lead and follow somebody else. You want them to be drug addicts, or you want them to have. I represent ambition. I represent grinding, coming from the bottom when people tell you you can't do nothing. You can't you ain't gonna be this or you ain't gonna be that. Y'all all went through the same struggle. Look at the platform that y'all at. You feel what I'm saying? Like everybody came from, I'm pretty sure Envy had to carry crates or whatever. You know what I'm saying? People got more pride than money. And I'm willing to take risks. I put my pride to the side. I put my money where my mouth is. I put my work ethic. I sacrifice to be where I'm at. So for somebody to try to tear me down and slander me, it's like damn near like modern day slavery. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and to the point where they say, yeah, you know what? Troy Ave's doing too much. He's not like a humble or a type of a yes a boss type of, you know what I'm saying? So we need to tear him down. You know what I mean? Not comparing myself to Malcolm or Martin, but they told him down.
Well, you did compare yourself to Jackie Robinson and Michael Jordan. Earlier.
Yeah, definitely, because they great. Shit, you better compare yourself to the greats if you want to be great.
But do you think part of it is comments that you've made about other artists too in the past? Because people have been.
I be dealing in facts. I never.
Even like, look, calling Kendrick Lamar a weirdo, and I know you clarified that.
They asked me if I think Kendrick Lamar is a weirdo. What am I? At the end of the day, at the beginning and end of the day, when you independent and you like I am, nobody built me up, so can't nobody tear me down. So I'm not held to the same restraints as an artist on a major who might not be able to say something because they're on that label with that person, or they might need this person for a feature. So let me dance around and be politically correct. Like I just deal in facts. If somebody say, yo, Troy Ave is dark skin, that's a fact. I can't get mad. You can't get mad at somebody for reporting the news. You know, I never said Kendrick Lamar was whack. He made whack music. I just said, all right, they said, you think Kendrick Lamar's a weirdo? I said, yeah, he's a weirdo. And that was it. I ain't saying it in a malicious way because I don't care. At the end of the day, you could be a weirdo. I don't care what you are. As long as it don't affect me and mine, I don't care.
But that's the only reason people are slandering you the way they are.
Yeah, or even Chance the Rapper. That is.
Nah, they trying to tear me down because I represent everything that they not. And my confidence that makes them become insecure, because if you got people like me who ain't afraid to say, yo, I'm that, what's wrong? LeBron said he's gonna win because he's the best in the world, and it was an uproar. Why you can't say that? When Michael Jordan,
Charlamagne was just saying he doesn't think you should have said that.
Because
everybody, why not?
I think you should allow other people to speak for you.
You can't because what if they don't speak for you? And what if they don't speak for you? Then
maybe
what does that mean?
Working hard enough.
Nah, hell no.
You're not as hard as you
gotta put that out there. When Lil Wayne was saying he the best rapper in the world or the best rapper alive, minus Jay-Z being alive, if he didn't say that, I wouldn't have been thinking that. And then what happened? Lil Wayne ended up getting hot, and he became the best rapper to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can't wait for somebody to give you your just due. You got to take it. You feel me?
Yeah, it works when you got the actions behind it to prove it.
You got it.
You got to keep working. You can't just say it. You got to have the work.
You got to have the work ethic. But when you know what you're going to be, you do that. You put it out there. I remember I was talking to Meek. Shout to Meek Mill. I'm talking to Meek, and I'm like, we was talking about just rappers and saying a bunch of Chuck shit or whatever, and they don't got. I don't talk about nothing I don't got. And then I was like, yeah, I don't even be talking about having Ferraris or Lambo. I'm getting a Rari. Me and Envy was talking. I'm getting a Rari. I focused in. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, I don't be doing shit like that. And Meek was like, man, I ain't gonna front. I did, but that's because I knew I was gonna get it. I knew I was gonna be that. I knew I was gonna have the shit I was talking about. You know what I mean? And you put it out in the universe, and if you go hard and get after it, it's gonna happen.
That is true.
So, well, a lot of other artists do show you respect and have been working with you, wanting to collaborate with you, wanting to sign with you. Yeah, but for some reason, I don't know why your haters are so vocal. Like I go online and
it's because of the attitude, which is good. You gotta have it, but it's because like, yo, I want to shoot him down.
The cockiness definitely.
That's what I'm saying. You lose. I'm not cocky. I'm confident, man. I know. I'm not saying that I could do nothing that I can't do or that I haven't been doing. I told everybody I was gonna restore the feeling in my city. I did that on the last album. Now I'm not.
I like the New York City album, but a lot of people from New York feel like you didn't. They're like, what have you done to restore this?
What have I done? I saved a whole generation of people from being drug addicts and turning up and wearing tight pants and feeling like they can't have hometown pride. That's what I did. I look and I sound like New York, and I kept it 100 all the way through. And you feel me? And all of that and majority, I get a majority of support. So that's why I ain't never tripping.
If you want lower rates on hotels, Hotel Engine's got you covered. If you want your plans to survive the trip,
AdamandEve.com. I'm talking. You start to take on youth-like characteristics and, things of that such, okay? And so I'm tired of him now. First of all, Ray J was very compliant. That's the word, right? Yes. Compliant. He was in compliance. Yeah. With Kris Jenner and Kim Kardashian. And not only did he make one tape, but he went back and reshot another tape. Not only that, he met with sex tape producers and managers to sell the tape. Kris Jenner had to come in and help to bring in Viacom because the porn industry was lowballing him. He agreed to take the blame because it looks bad, and it helped to give Kim Kardashian this grace in the public's eye and not make her mother look like the pimp that she is. And now that he's lost his wife, he's a part-time dad. You're no longer the it guy. Celebrity women are no longer flocking to you because he's ran through. Now he wants to do a press tour explaining 20 years later, I'm sorry, but I didn't do it. But you did it. You did it. You were just as grimy as Kris Jenner and Kim Kardashian. You are no different than them. You made money from reality TV as well, and you made a hefty check from this sex tape as well. So who cares if they lied? You participated in the lie until it no longer suited you anymore, because all of a sudden you gained a conscience when you became a father of not one, but two. I'm just not understanding why he's going so hard now. No one cares. They're wealthier than you. You were played. You were pimped because you allowed yourself to be pimped. And honestly, you facilitated the pimping. I interviewed one of the guys who you recruited to help facilitate the tape you made with this woman's daughter. So why? And you reshot the scenes because you said Kris Jenner didn't like the scenes. So you went and bent her daughter over, put your dick in her mouth, let the mom approve the scenes, and now you want us to somehow do what? What? Unmake the Kardashians powerful? They've crossed over. They've used Black culture, appropriated Black culture because of niggas like you. Niggas like you, okay? You walked the bitch on through the door. She went from cleaning out the closet, okay, to you probably having to clean out her motherfucking closet. If you needed a job, she would probably let you do it. I just don't understand. You said they low-key railroaded him. How? Ray J is wealthy. Ray J is extremely wealthy, okay? Ray J ain't hurting for shit. But celebrity pussy. He's no longer getting that. So while him and Princess divorced and Princess has moved on, he can no longer throw Princess ass under the bus for ratings. Now he's attached himself or reconnected himself to the Kardashian brand, in which he was very instrumental in helping to leverage. So much so that he's still collecting money off the tape. If he was so worried about his kids seeing the tape, so worried about his kids growing up and seeing the type of man that he was and the type of character that he displayed on TV, why are you still collecting money on the sex tape? Okay, they didn't do it alone. You gave her the dick. He gave her the dick. I'm tired. I'm extremely tired. I'm tired of hearing about her, the original Kim, because this is no longer the same Kim. Okay? The original Kimberly, before the ass, before the hips, before the fillers, before the dying, before everything. I'm tired. And frankly, I don't give a shit. I don't. I'm sure his son, Ray J's son, will probably be jacking off to this video when he gets a little older. I'm sure. Thank you, Daddy. Thank you, Daddy. Okay. Moving on. Okay. Guys, we'll be putting the link. Matter of fact, let me drop the link here. So when we get ready to immediately go into y'all questions and stuff, y'all can go ahead and jump on. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to throw the link to the moderators so they can keep posting it because I won't be able to post it. Okay, so the link is in the chat. That's because it's first come, first serve. So when you guys want to ask your questions or give your perspective on tonight's subject or, anything, we can talk about anything, okay? The link is already in the chat. So mods, if you can go ahead and share that, that'll be really, really good. Man, I wish I had some wine, but if I had some wine, I'd probably go to sleep. Knowing me, it's been a long day. Okay, anyway, Erica Banks. I've never seen anyone cling on as a one-hit wonder for as long as she has. Like, I'm starting to think that she's now a public speaker, that she's going to be getting paid to do one-hit wonder master classes instead of making songs, okay? I can't even remember the song that went viral. All I hear about is either the comparison, her coming for Nicki, her comparing herself or low-key comparison, comparing herself to Megan Thee Stallion, her being used as a pawn in order to try to take down Megan Thee Stallion, but she couldn't dance, she couldn't rap, she can't control her breathing. A lot of these girls now, they just sign in and they can't get in and breathe right. You know what I'm saying? You got to have good long lungs to rap on stage, okay? And not over a track. All right. And you got to be confident. You have to be confident, okay? Because once you start showing your true colors by messing with your body and messing with your face and stuff like that, and then, you want to speak down on other women because they don't have the money to go and look like how you look, and because they don't look like how you look, you think it's cute to say that they can't go to the club with you simply because they don't have white glue peeling up from their edges and extra gel holding the edges down and bumps that can be mistaken as cold sores, but they're lip filler bumps and greasy skin, too young to be that greasy, and these eyelashes that is truly given drag queen, and surgery that would make people question your sex because the dramatics are so dramatic that you are now being prepared, compared to transgender women, but they can't go in the club with you because they don't look like a trans woman like you. They have to look a certain way. They have to wear their hair a certain way. And partly because the reason, y'all, and they're mainly the reason why, we got trans women on Bigo, claiming that they were able to smash Trey Songz and Ray J. Not that I don't think that Ray J and Trey Songz have a liking for trans women. I think when you're hypersexual and you're always having sex and it's hard for you to settle down and you've watched all the porn, made all the porn in the world, you start to elevate. It's like a gateway to other types of sex. And so do I see these men like Trey Songz and Ray J having sex with trans women? And is it shocking to me? It's not, because they've probably become really bored with all of the vagina and thousands of women that they've been with, that they need a little extra in the bedroom to make them come because it's getting boring. Okay, it's not ejaculating the same, and so I would say I would have to blame the Black women, because these particular ones, there's a small group, just like we have trailer park trash and shit like that. Just these particular ones, because Lord, I can feel the dragon tomorrow. Somebody has to say it. Somebody has to say it, and guess what? It's going to be me. They look like trans women. Matter of fact, trans women look better. Trans women look better. And so when Black men or men in general are claiming that they're mistakenly dating trans women, I don't blame them, because they don't know the difference anymore, because the femininity is gone. It's gone. They no longer know what your hair looks like. They can't, because now you have alopecia of the edges. Your eyelashes, when you take off your lashes, you look bald. You look like an alien. You're now having to tattoo eyebrows on because you shaved them so much, The edges. Nah. I don't know. We have got to stop. We have got to stop. We have got to start embracing our natural beauty. We cannot continue to look like everyone. And then when these men get confused, you want to holler they gay. We can't do it. We got to stop this. It's not right. It's not right. Okay? It's not right. So I think we need better representation. Telling women how women should look, okay? And telling women that they have to have a certain body in order to hang with them, which means all of them have to look alike. All of them have to compete with the trans women. All of them have to compete with gay men. Because these gay men out here looking real pretty. Real pretty. Because of her. Please hide your daughters. Hide your daughters. Hide your daughters. Because if it's hoes like this that are telling your daughter that they cannot sit in VIP because they don't have enough glue holding down their edges or enough flakes, I don't know what the world is coming to. We gotta go. Moving on. We gotta go. We gotta go.
I ain't gonna hold you. I gotta stop it right there. They can sit in VIP. They just can't go with her. They can get their own ticket, their own table, their own. You know what I'm saying? She just saying, they can't go with her. Don't do that. Don't make this political. Don't do that.
We're gonna find a way back home together. More sinkholes are coming. I just want my family back.
I need my online degree to mean something. With WGU, it does. An accredited.
I don't know about y'all, chat, but me personally, I saw this thumbnail right here, and I told myself I need to check out the content wrapped around this video. I need to see exactly why this thumbnail is being made. I don't know about y'all, but I've came to that conclusion. Whatever is making them act like this, I need to get to the bottom of it. So that is exactly what we're going to do today. Chat, don't blame me, blame yourself. You should have been taking notes. It say the boyfriend of 9 years take a lie detector test because of suspicious stains on his pants. Wait, Mari, what kind of stains Buddy got on his pants? I got so many questions. The video hasn't even started yet. Let's talk to Mari.
Welcome Quiana to the show.
Quiana? This video keep getting worse.
Quiana and I have one big thing in common.
What's that?
We are both from D.C.
Nobody repping D.C. What the hell is that? Ew!
When Quiana was 16, she met her current boyfriend, Isaac, while riding on a local train.
Lucky y'all.
9 years later, 3 children later, Quiana is starting to believe she should have missed the train.
Wow.
Because Quiana is convinced that Isaac has emotionally abandoned their family and is now cheating on her.
No, don't say that.
Not only has Isaac come home from work with ripped underwear.
Rip your drawers. Even if y'all doing the nasty, how you rip your drawers?
He walked in one time with some suspicious stains on his pants.
Oh!
One of the reasons why you think he is cheating is the specific ringtone on his phone.
Nicki Minaj, see right through you.
Really?
So
what?
I recognize the tattoo on his wrist. It say MJ.
His
and
wrist.
On his wrist.
Well, maybe he's a
And
Michael.
he told me
maybe
that
he's a Michael Jordan.
Nah, he told me that was his mother's name. And obviously it was. I look on Facebook because he posted my pregnancy test on Facebook.
That's beautiful.
And the ex-girlfriend replied on Facebook underneath the picture and said, "Oh my God, really?"
Yeah.
So
you think the tattoo is the former girlfriend?
Yes, I do.
You have 3 kids.
3.
That's beautiful.
Think about him cheating on you.
It hurts, Mari.
It would hurt me too.
I've been with him for 9 years.
Yeah.
I didn't dealt with a lot of pain. I have sacrificed my family for this man. He has did the same.
Makes sense.
At the end of the day, I'm sacrificing more of myself. More of myself every day.
So
that's a strong mother right
there. Ever a time he admitted to cheating on you?
Yes, he has.
How many times?
He told me one time, and this was recent.
Why we here? We know he cheating currently. Like, what are we here? It was recent. Obviously, it's current. Like, what are y'all talking about?
That he, someone at his job touched him.
Huh?
And he touched her back in an unprofessional way. I'm not understanding why is this going on at work when everything's supposed to be professional.
What?
Everything's supposed to be professional. You're supposed to be a supervisor. Supervise. Come on now.
I'm talking about he a supervisor. Nah, he a handler of business. He trying to moisturize. That's what he trying to do. He trying to tenderize.
So comfortable with touching on her. Why is she comfortable with touching on you? It doesn't make sense.
So he came home one time and he wanted to go kiss you, and what happened?
He linked over to give me a kiss.
Yeah.
You're cheating with Mari now. Back up.
He linked over to give me a kiss.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hold up. That didn't something smell right. So I asked him for another kiss. And I was like, hold up. Like, hold up.
What it smell
hold
like?
Up. Your lips smell like a woman just ran a mile. Literally. And didn't even wash her. Come on. Your hands and your mouth is smelling like this.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. But he said he had fish for lunch.
When do fish smell like you ran a mile? I eat tilapia. I eat salmon. My mouth don't smell like that. My mouth don't smell like that, Mari.
You told.
We gotta get into the shit, though.
Let me just grow this bitch for real. Baby, I'm a grow big shit for real. And I bet you fucking stop. And I bet you when you came, but you thought you came up, and I bet you fucking go.
Oh, Isaac, okay, you want to watch porn, you can watch porn. But lately, there's a kind of specific...
A woman keeps track of her man's that he's watching.
Yeah,
I don't mind him watching.
Right.
I don't mind. I know what I look like. So I don't mind that. But my thing is when you're watching for specific things, not just booty and, you know, come on now, you watching on sex in the bathroom. So you gotta be doing it at work.
He choosing bathroom footage. He trying to take notes. he trying to take notes. Oh, so this is how I'm supposed to do it. This man is smart. He doing research. He said, okay, so this technique is how you do it with the sink in there, a toilet. This man is high IQ.
Yes, you gotta be recreating this.
Oh, I see. What happens if he fails his test?
He getting the hell out of my house.
No.
And he knows it.
No.
Everybody here's Isaac.
What's she trying to get rid of young Jock for?
Why you lying to these people, man? You know I love you.
No, I don't believe that.
I
don't believe that.
You know I give you the world.
I don't believe it.
You know I love you and them three boys.
You might give me what I want, but what I need is emotional affection. Love.
No, you're not doing that. Loyal.
There was a woman. Did a woman tell Quiana that she's been sleeping with you?
His ex-girlfriend was telling me that she came over there. Well, he came over there to see her. Never stated that they had sex, but she wanted to sit down and talk to me. Why? You obviously did something.
I can explain that.
Behold, Theo. He used his self-directed IRA to invest in a tech startup, not on Wall Street, but on his street. Yes, Theo, your alternative.
I did go see her, but that was only because her mother just died. I knew her for 4 years. Her mother took me in when my mother put me out.
Clear this up for me. When you came home and went to kiss Quiana, what happened?
Man, I was at home chilling with our son. She was on the phone the whole time since I got home. I could have been in the house brushing my teeth, trying to clean up and cover up everything. But I was sitting on the couch waiting for her. She asked me to come meet her.
So you weren't covering up for anything. You could have
gone. I could have did anything. I could have took a shower.
So the smell
the smell man, she smelling things.
Smelling it on your hands.
It probably was.
I'm smelling it on your hands. How is it on your hands and your mouth? That doesn't make sense.
Man,
it's on your hands and mouth.
You assuming things. I know for 100% fact I never did anything.
Sweaty.
Yeah.
I'm just smelling sweaty.
It could have been.
She's really worried about your coworker. She thinks you're messing with her coworker.
I the one who told her about the coworker.
And why is that?
Because you said you wanted to make things more official, put me on Facebook. I felt sorry, so I stopped you from doing it.
Shut up.
Spectacular Cock just subscribed. Hey Reese, did you know I used to be a banker? Yeah, I lost interest.
Why is that your name?
Yeah, I told you what happened. Just like I told you there, I grabbed her butt, but I made sure that it ain't go nowhere further than that.
Whoa, we ain't know you grabbing that.
And it's an example. You said it for our sons.
I think you changed the kind of porn you watch.
Man, I watch porn. It ain't got nothing to do
You watched it more than 4 times.
Maybe I like the girl that was on the porn, but it ain't had nothing to do with me recreating.
Whoa.
Like,
Girl was on the joint like
this where the thumbnail came from. She reenacting an adult actress. Whoa! How'd she throw that up there that easily? Wait a minute!
Intriguing.
Whoa! Now that I think about it, how'd she do that so effortlessly? She flexible.
She was taking those too.
Whoa!
The girl was on the joint like,
whoa! She in the middle conversation, her legs just come flying up. How'd she do that? Look, her head sits right there and her legs come flying up. How your head in one spot and your legs come following? How'd she do that without much movement? Whoa!
You want to do this with me? You recreating porno with me? No,
That's all right. By the way, you came home with ripped underwear?
Let me tell you something, Maury. I took these, before I went to work, I took these underwear off and threw them in the little hat or whatever you want to call it. When
Shellbullet87 just subscribed.
I ain't see no tear or nothing in the underwear. When I came home, the underwear ripped through into my face. So far as I know, she ripped it. Just to frame me to see how I would react to it.
So you're gonna pass this test?
I know I'm gonna pass 100%.
She fails. Gone?
He getting the hell up out my house.
No, let him stay there, Maury. Maury not even helping a man in this case. Bro, you do got 3 kids. Maybe just tell him not to do it no more. Y'all can communicate, stay together for the kids' sake. You know, really let the kids have being under the same roof with the father. Maury ain't sticking up nothing, man.
Did you come home with damaged underwear because you're sleeping with other women? You said no. The lie detector test determined you're telling the truth.
That's the truth.
There you go.
JCG28_ just subscribed.
We're celebrating. You're interrupted.
During your relationship, did you sleep with a woman who asked you for money? You said no. The lie detector test determined you're telling the truth.
Yes. You're a great guy, man.
Have you ever attempted to have sexual contact with any other woman? You
All
said
right, we
no.
might fail
The lie
this.
detector
That's okay.
test determined that was a lie.
Thank you. Man, ain't nothing wrong with trying a little here and there. I didn't cheat. I just attempted the idea.
Did you initiate the sexual contact between yourself and your coworker? You said no. The lie detector determined that was a lie.
I already admitted I grabbed some of that. I'm the one that told you I was grabbing it. Why we jumping?
Thank you, you're gone.
Hold it.
I ain't even do nothing, man.
Wait a minute,
Man.
I don't even do nothing. Ooh.
During your relationship with Quiana, 9 years.
No.
Have you slept with any other woman? You said no, and Ralph, the lie detector test determined
that was
telling the truth.
Where he come from?
No, and Ralph, the lie detector test determined.
Where he come from? Who is this? This ain't Maury.
Telling the truth. Thank you. Just because I think about doing something don't make me guilty. That's good.
Quiana, you hadn't slept with anybody.
Exactly. Like I've been telling her all these years. 9 years, I ain't got nothing new. I think I should get applause for that.
I think 9 years of faithfulness, she should give him a hall pass touchy. Write that down, Jack. All this stress, Amari put his business all on social media that I'm reacting to it. She just, yeah.
You and Quiana to go home. I want you to go home to my hometown. Hey,
they're not even listening to Amari goofy ass.
I want you to go home to my hometown. My hometown.
You don't know where you live.
To recreate your foundation and the relationship.
Earlier, I said Maury didn't get no advice. That actually was some good advice. Told him to go back a year.
She was on
Have you ever attempted to have sexual contact with any other woman? You said
we
no.
might fail this.
The lie detector test determined that was a lie.
Thank you. Ain't nothing wrong with trying a little here and there. I didn't cheat. I just attempted. That's okay.
Test determined that was a lie.
Thank you.
The lie detector test determined that was a lie.
Thank you.
Yo.
Man, ain't nothing wrong with trying a little here and there. I didn't cheat. I just attempted the idea.
Look at this. Damn. This is what it looks like. This is... Nah, this is gonna be a new thumbnail right here. I just
attempted the idea.
Look at it. Look at it.
Here and there. I didn't cheat. I just attempted the idea.
Necessary. Necessary, man. Crazy. People are mad. God.
I didn't cheat. I just attempted the idea. In there. I didn't cheat. I just attempted the idea.
That's the one I got.
In there. I didn't cheat. I just attempted the idea.
Yo. Yeah, finally woke up.
Did you initiate the sexual contact between yourself and your coworker? You said no. The lie detector determined that was a lie.
I already admitted I grabbed some of that. I'm the one that told you I was grabbing it. Why are we jumping?
Thank you, you're gone.
Hold it.
I ain't even do nothing, man.
Wait a minute,
man.
During your relationship with Quiana, 9 years.
Have
you slept with any other woman? You said no, and Ralph, the lie detector test determined
that was
telling the truth.
Where'd he come? Who the fuck is that?
No, and Ralph, the lie detector test determined.
Where he come from? Who is this? This ain't Mari.
Telling the truth. Thank you. Just because I think about doing something don't make me guilty. That's good.
Quiana, you hadn't slept with anybody.
Exactly. Like I've been telling her all these years. 9 years, I ain't got nothing new. I think I should get applause for that.
I think 9 years of faithfulness, she should give him a hall pass to cheat. Write that down, chat. All this stress, Amari put his business all on social media that I'm reacting to it. She does, yeah.
You and Quiana to go home. I want you to go home to my hometown.
We'll be back on the show.
They're not even listening to Mari goofy ass.
I want you to go home to my hometown.
You don't know where you live.
I want you to recreate your foundation and the relationship.
Earlier, I said Mari didn't get no advice. That actually was some good advice. He told him to go back to their city, rebuild the structure of the foundation of the relationship, and work from there, you know? You see, chat, that's actually beautiful. Me personally, I like that advice from Mari because that's what I'll be doing. I'll be building a structure and foundation of my...
Building 9 is your home improvement superstore. Right now, huge selection of waterproof flooring starting at just $1.99 a square foot. All in stock, ready to take home today. We got it. Building 9, Route 18, Medina.
BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers phone, video, and live chat sessions with your therapist.
I'm gonna end this immediately.
Why?
Because we're ending this right now.
Why you want to end?
We're ending it.
Well, why
Check this
come
out.
back?
Check this out. When you want to have a real conversation, call me. No, you're bullshitting me.
Come
and
back.
I'm not.
Have with me today Pastor Kurt D. Thomas. He's a senior pastor of the Renewed Church of Los Angeles. Am I right?
Yes.
Renewed Church of Los Angeles. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
I absolutely appreciate it. So if I read, and I don't know if it's true or not, I like to ask the person before I mention, know if it's true or not. Are you a homosexual?
I am a same gender loving man.
So does that mean you're a homosexual?
It means that I'm a same gender loving man.
But just from, I'm black and slow.
Okay.
And just for the record, does that mean you're a homosexual?
I could be considered a homosexual.
Are you considered? I don't want to think of you.
I'm a homosexual.
You're a homosexual?
Why didn't he want to say it though? Like, what the fuck? What's wrong with saying it? Like, is this homophobic to say homosexual? Or now you're providing the definition of what it is? Because the same gender loving man, the definition of homosexual is a same gender loving man. So what the fuck? What the fuck? Hey, he is funny, dog. He's trolling him, bro.
And so you're a homosexual pastor?
I am a homosexual pastor, yes.
How long have you been a homosexual?
Bro, oh man, hey, Buddy is funny, dog. Buddy is funny as fuck. Hey, why you sign up to go on this show, bro? You about to flame your ass. No pun intended, dog, bro.
I've been a pastor for 8 years, senior pastor, and then before that, prior to that, I was a youth pastor.
When did you come out the closet?
Why do you think that God would call
homosexual
a person a homosexual to be a pastor but not change him?
So,
good question. Don't get offended.
I don't think that God majors where we minor.
What?
And so I think that what happens is I think that we put limitations on God that God doesn't have. For example, we could, if you go to seminary or something like that, you find out that there's a thought process that God could possibly be a woman, or that God could be this, or that God could be that. That God can be whatever it is that you need him to be.
You believe that he can be a woman?
I believe that God can be whatever it is that you need him to be. There's a book that is written, it's called...
That's all right about the title. What about the book?
But in the book, the principles of the book talk about God swaying himself to this, and it's called The Shack by W.M. Paul Young. And so if you read that book, then you find out that God basically finds himself congruent to whatever state of mind a person is in. And so at one state, God is a Jewish carpenter. At one state, God shows himself as a big black woman in the kitchen cooking.
Big black woman?
A black woman in the kitchen cooking. And
So you think God could be a big black woman?
I think that God can be whatever it is that you need God to be at that moment.
Do you think that God can be a homosexual too?
If God needs to be
I like the way he said homosexual. You think God could be a homosexual too? I like the way he said it, bro. That shit funny as hell.
But he was, but I don't liken him to that. I don't liken the word. I don't liken God to be to be an isolated gender.
So you believe that God could be a woman, or be a black woman,
God could
homosexual?
God could be whatever you need God to be. I don't think that we create God to be whatever we want God to be in our minds. I think that it's based on experiences. The experiences of that person allows God to transform himself in whatever it is that person needs to be.
So I want to go back. You say God is a black woman.
Big woman.
I didn't say God was a black woman. I used the book as an analogy
that God was a black woman,
to show us that God could be whatever it is that we need God to be.
Amazing. Do you believe that book?
I believe that God could be whatever it is that we want God to be.
Really?
What is it called? It's called. I'm trying to find.
I'm just hoping that YouTube don't cut the stream because of that bull. I'd be sick. Only one way to find out. Oh. Nope. Still rocking in a free world.
Find this book. He's basing what he's saying off of a fictitious book created by William P. Young about a father's path to renewed faith in healing after his young daughter's murder, the character of God as depicted in this novel. So he's basing what he said about a guy being a woman, being, I don't know what he said, gay, whatever, like whatever you need God to be. What I took from him saying that is that it was like some work that somebody put together based on like research and findings of different faiths and testimonies or whatever. I thought it was something that was nonfiction. You know what I mean? But it's a fictitious book, right? It's a story made up. So why would you incorporate that, a fictitious book, when you're actually talking about religion? Right? You're just moving the goalposts and making religion be whatever the hell it is you need it to be. There's no terms, there's no definitions, there's no boundaries, there's none of that, man. It's just, hey, I believe in this, and which is cool, which is fine. But I just get irritated when it's either this or nothing else. When they move the goalposts, and religion is literally everything, right? It's everything that's unexplained. You know what I mean? The mere fact that this is a homosexual pastor goes against what the Bible preaches. And I've heard other people's, interpretations of what they see in the Bible or how it can actually reflect, a homosexual's perspective, whatever, man. But everybody just, we just live in the land of, emotion and feelings, and, however you perceive things and feel like things are, that's what it is, man. So people can interpret this Bible however they need to interpret to make themselves feel better about their present situation, when you have actual literature in the Bible that contradicts how a lot of these people out here are so religious moved. Prime example, this homosexual pastor.
So you've been a homosexual all your life, you said earlier, right?
At the age of 9, I knew that I liked the same sex. Yes.
How did you become that way?
I didn't become that way. I knew that was my innate nature to like men.
And so how did your nature go from a natural nature of being a man or male to an unnatural nature of becoming a woman? How did that happen?
You said the unnatural nature of me becoming a woman?
Yeah, if you were born a natural male, right?
You're born a natural male.
Right, you are, right?
I am a male currently sitting here in front of you.
But how did you go from being a natural male to an unnatural woman?
Who's an unnatural woman?
But isn't homosexuality is like being a female feelings?
No.
What is it?
No.
What is it exactly?
Being gay is, or being gay, being a homosexual, whatever term that a person wants to use to identify themselves. It's an innate state of being. It means that this is who that person is. If I'm not a woman, I'm a man sitting here in front of you having a conversation. I have a penis, just like you have.
Well, you do have the male parts, but now they're cutting that off too. Did you hear about that? We'll get to that. But do you feel inwardly? Do you feel like a male or you feel like a female?
I am a male sitting here in front of you.
No, but what do you feel like?
I feel like a male.
Inside?
I am a male sitting here in front of you.
I realize that, but inside, do you feel like a man or you feel like a woman?
I am a male sitting here in front of you. So that answers your question, right?
I know.
I don't feel like anything because I am a male.
You don't feel like neither male nor woman?
I am a male.
He's trolling them, bro. Hey, but I gotta give it to Buddy. He's keeping his patience, man. But he got to, because you a pastor, bro. You can't get out of pocket, bro. He's trying to have you walk into a landmine, bro.
If there's not a feeling on your side, why do you think you're
homosexuality is not a feeling? It's a state of being. It's who the person innately is. It has nothing to do with creating a feeling that you're talking about. I innately am who I am. Me being gay or homosexual has nothing to do, for me, with being a man. It has everything to do with my preference and who I choose to sleep with.
What does the word innately mean? What does that mean? I'm black and slow. I don't know what that means.
The word innate. The word innate means that I'm not changing I'm not becoming something else. I am who I am.
Just before we started the show, you said that you introduced your, is he your husband or your wife? Is that your husband?
Bruh, why you trolling cuz like that, dog? Like, I mean, hey, bruh, what? Hey, it's fucked up. It's fucked up, bruh. He being a whole asshole out here. Unless he's really that dumb and black, but nah, he ain't that dumb and black. This motherfucker smart as hell. Got a platform on YouTube. He know what the fuck he doing. He know what the fuck he doing, bruh. Like, he a whole asshole for this man, just attacking a gay man, bruh. Fuck, dog.
He gonna be your husband or your wife?
I'm gonna end this interview.
Why?
Because we're ending this right now.
Why you want to end?
We're ending it.
Well, why come back?
You want to have a real conversation? No, you're bullshitting me.
Come
And I'm
back.
not gonna be a part of that. Come take this off of me, or I'm gonna take it with me.
But why are you running?
Come take this
He's
off
being
of
an
me.
asshole, dog. He's being an asshole.
You're disrespecting me.
But no, I'm asking you really.
Please take it off.
Am I
I'm gonna
asking
take
him
it
a real
with
serious
me.
question? But tell me why you're running.
I'm not running, sir, but when you want to have a real conversation, you have my information.
But you said that you were gonna.
When you want to have a real conversation,
You said
when
that
you
you
want to have a real
You
conversation,
said you gonna marry this guy.
when you want to have, he's a guy. You're calling him a female. You're being disrespectful.
I asked if you gonna call him husband or wife. Come back. Do you want to be interviewed? Amazing. Well, they gone.
Hey, it's fucked up, but it's funny as hell, boy.
Walk away.
Hey.
So the deal is that was Pastor Kurt D. Thomas. And Kurt D. Thomas is a senior pastor of the Renewed Church of Los Angeles.
Bruh.
And he is a homosexual pastor. And what he does is he works with men. They host a motley men's group, they say. So I wanted to know about all that. But just before we started the show, he introduced this other male, black male, that he said that they're going to get married soon. And I know that these people are doing that and they're calling it marriage. So I wanted to just kind of lay out that first. I had no idea that he was going to run, because if they are proud of being what they are and they say that it's normal, you would think that they want to talk about it.
Dog.
But,
you know you trolling, bruh. You know you fucking trolling, dog.
And so I don't know what's going to happen, but he's gone. I know you're just praying for him anymore. He's gone. I wanted to ask him about the Great White Hope, Donald Trump. I wanted to ask, how does this work? If we're in the fallen state, we should overcome. I have a lot of questions. But either way, thank you for tuning in. That was a short one.
I don't know the agenda or the lane he fucking goes on his shit. Everything I've seen him do has been funny, bro. He definitely trolled Buddy, dog. That shit was, he set Buddy up perfect. He set him up perfect, bro. Hey, appreciate y'all sending me that shit, man. That was funny as fuck.
Relax. Matter of fact, yeah, since you want to act up, because you look at the bottle, I know you want to be. I can't breathe because I'm on milk. All right. Breathe on me. Breathe. All right. Get that out of here.
The artist, formerly known as Kanye West, is a visionary, hailed by some as one of the greatest creative minds of all time.
Kanye West stunt run for president. Kanye West. Kanye West.
Kanye West feeling the backlash from his recent social media rants.
But he's certainly not without controversy. Some know him more for his headlines than his hits. His high-profile marriage with Kim Kardashian, the relationship with his children, his outbursts on social media, and most recently ending a deal with The Gap and threatening to end his deal with Adidas. We sit down to have a conversation with Ye.
I mean, it was supposed to be
A lot of people be saying that that's not even the real Ye no more. I mean, I've been saying that. They were saying this dude, they don't know who this dude is.
10-year deal with Adidas and Gap. Why did you want to terminate it?
You know, it's those nuances where people act like they your daddy or something. They purposely didn't open the stores that they were supposed to. How am I born in Atlanta and it's not a store in Atlanta? How am I raised in Chicago? It's not a store in Chicago. That means that I was there for some specific agenda, not for Yeezy Gap to be everything that it could be, or this dream that I had about what the Gap could be. But it's time for me to make my own thing. You know, I have respect and love for the Fisher family, and that's their dad's thing. You know, they made something great. It inspired me. Now it's time for me to go and make something great that inspires the next me, if there ever will be. We had to level up. We really had to level up and show them who's the new boss in town, that I'm the boss of me. I'm no longer just the man riding the top of the polo horse. I'm not just the mascot in the middle of games, getting the crowd hyped up saying, hey, wear this, do this. But, just learn, financial engineering, learn how to really run a company. I had this New Year's resolution that I was only going to talk to people who listen to me.
I'm gonna check that one out later. Before I get flagged for some bull. This one was crazy. I ain't gonna hold you. And not in a good way. Only said
You gave me, because you already gave me something a few Thursdays back. Yeah, I know you got some things.
Somebody should have told Freddie Gibbs this was not an interview.
I got some stuff for you, man. Kane in this documented. Think I heard his last 5 heartbeats when that chopper hit him. Your enemy, my enemy. If you with me, that's our religion. Rock his ass to sleep if I get an inkling, you rockin' with him. A short statement might leave your ass with a long sentence. Jail time wasn't in the plan, so he took his man with him. Daddy in the hospital, I was crying and praying with him. Government was giving us COVID, it was a pandemic.
Government was giving us COVID. That's called a plan.
There ain't no choice but to stand in it and get some money. The rap.
Sorry for hyping it up. He did say some AO stuff, but he was trying to tell y'all something.
Money to the trap money, but fuck this trap money. I need NBA Supermax money. Ballin' like a bitch when my jumper was broke. Had to share my clothes with my cousin, his mama on dope. Pussy nigga, I don't squash the beef, but you calling me folk. Put you in the back, shout out the stack, I want all of the smoke. Shoot you in, get out of jail free like Monopoly ho. Freddie Gordy. My uncle told me don't go to war if you can't afford it. Fuck the Supreme Court, bitch, you should have been aborted. You signed the 3 or 4 niggas, might as well get extorted. White Knight, Sergio suit, like I was Richie Porter. But I ain't going out like Richie Porter. A nigga money getting taller, my list of homies stay getting shorter. Betty Wap was jugging, but my connection just got deported. Every house I got sit up off the mountains or off the water. That's facts, bitch, put this Gary shit on the map, bitch. Made it out the G like my last name was Jackson. Fuck a eye lie, I'm the bad guy, this rap shit. About to squeeze academics titties, I love a fat bitch.
That line right there was enough for me to say, nah, bro. Canceled all that real stuff. He was talking his stuff until he went there. Y'all know this is the DJ Academics defense team. I said y'all know this is the DJ Academics defense team, bro. You talking about you squeezing academics to what type of what? You trying to tell y'all big academics got the squeeze on these cats, man. Now they putting this man name in the bars and all this. Listen,
You a dick in the booty, nigga. Go get the strap, bitch.
Oh gosh, oh gosh. Why you wanna squeeze? Why you wanna squeeze somebody's titties, but they a dick in the boot? What? 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 Look up on look at Flex's face. Even Flex is like, what? Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, he said that, man. He said that foolishness. I'm not that my son gotta hear that. Jesus. Rabbit. Why? Yo, nah, that's a screenshot right there. I'm about to have a whole new background layout, man. These guys is funny.
They say rabbit, let these niggas breathe. I guess they playing from behind trying to up the score cause you in the lead. But I say fuck it, let these niggas bleed. Click full of wet bricks, it ain't a shoot on your whole team. Ballin' like a bitch while my jumble was broke. Put you in the back, shut out the mat, I want all of the smoke. Shoot you and get out of jail free like Monopoly ho. Freddie Gordon. You know what it is? Freddie Gibbs, Punk Flex. He threw a few cleavers. Don't fuck with me.
Come on, bro. You got 10. Why is it a 10-minute video, which you only rap for 3 minutes of it, and you talking about don't fuck with me. Clearing that out. Crazy. Shout out to Avon.
Slowed down and didn't get very many subscribers.
Something could have been done. That there could have been further action taken to make sure that this never happened.
In the early hours of July 2nd, 2018, the body of a lifeless 6-year-old girl was found in the abandoned Cowes of Bute Hydropathic Hotel in Rothesay, Isle of Bute, Scotland, by a member of the public. A small manhunt had been underway after the young girl's grandfather had come to the realization that she wasn't sound asleep in her bed, where only hours before her father had left her to fall asleep to Peppa Pig. But the circumstances surrounding the girl's death would prove ever more tragic as the details surrounding the case began to unpack. And the monster behind the killing, an aspiring YouTuber, would be at the forefront of the investigation thanks to the help of his mother. This is the case of Alicia McPhail, the 6-year-old girl murdered in a sad twist of fate on one summer's night in July. Just a quick disclaimer before we continue, this story contains details comfortable, and feel free to select one of the hundreds of other videos on the channel. As always though, thank you for your time, and let's get on with the case. To start this tale, we've got to travel roughly 55 miles from Rothesay into the heart of Scotland, Airdrie, a small town situated just outside of Glasgow. And on the 22nd of October 2011, Alicia McPhail was born to parents Georgina Lochrain and Robert McPhail. For the first couple of months, the family unit was strong. They were ready for the future. But as the third month swung around, the couple ended the relationship on relatively good terms. We don't know in-depth details as to why that was, but they stayed in touch with each other, so Alicia would have a healthy relationship with both parents moving forward. Over the period of her short life, she would make trips every 2 weekends from Airdrie to Rothesay to visit Robert. When the pair had broke up, he moved back there to his parents' 3-bedroom flat, and Alicia had her own little space within the property all to herself. She loved it there, trips to the beach, parks, swimming were made, amongst other activities. She was always out and about, but if for whatever reason she couldn't go anywhere, she would stay inside and spend her time watching TV or YouTube with her father's side of the family. Back home in Airdrie, the trips were understandably not as frequent. I mean, she did go to Rothesay for short breaks after all, but Georgina still put the effort in and did right by her daughter. She made sure her attendance was 100% at school, any of her daily needs were always sorted, and at home, Georgina pushed Alicia to pursue her hobby of creating videos. She too had a dream of one day making it on YouTube.
So today I'm going to show you all about pasta that's up here. I'm going to be telling you all about pasta. So first of all, pasta is a food. Everyone knows that. And pasta is now made all over the world. This is a picture of pasta, which I don't like kind of pasta. So you will be happy to see it. I'm just going to show you around the book. This is the first page, and this is what this is. So today I have been done with this. So this is the page at the both make dough, and this is the page we're writing at. I'm going to show you some of the pages because I'm not sure about the pages. This is your last one, and these are all the vegetables you can put in pasta. So, guys, this is the end of my video showing you around this book and telling you stuff. And I hope you subscribe and tell me down below if you like this video. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Don't you forget to subscribe. Bye.
The young girl had a bright future ahead of her. Head teacher Wendy Davey had this to say. Alicia enjoyed reading and was a perfectionist when it came to her writing. She was a considerate child who loved being a part of a group and was popular among the students. Other teachers spoke of her being bright and bubbly, who would always come into class with a big, beautiful smile. But sadly, as the final bell rang for the summer of 2018, that would unfortunately be the last time any of her teachers would ever see her alive again. On the 28th of June, 2018, Alicia made her way over to Rothesay to spend 3 weeks with her father, her father's girlfriend Tony McLachlan, and her grandparents. When she arrived, she wanted to go Highland dancing, but by the time they reached the club for the session, it had finished. Instead, a trip to Ettrick Bay Beach was arranged by her grandparents. She'd been to the beach many times before. It was one of her favourites. The day was eventful. It was like many others she had in the past, but as the day drew to an end, it was time to head back to the 3-bedroom flat, where the family spent the rest of the night together. Over the next couple of days, the summer holiday would be packed full of fun. More days out were core memories that they'll cherish forever. One in particular was a gala day on the island. Callum, Alicia's grandfather, remembers Alicia going on rides, having the time of her life. Then came the 1st of July. That day too was packed full of emotions, ups and downs, but sadly this story doesn't end how we'd all like it to. And it was this day that would not only shake the small communities of Rothesay and Airdrie, rather the whole nation. The day starts off as follows. Everyone wakes up and shares breakfast together. Alicia's watching YouTube, doing the usual on her summer holiday morning, but today she's heading back to her hometown of Airdrie with her grandfather Callum to attend a friend's birthday party. Only problem is when they arrive, they're 24 hours late, but a birthday party is taking place at the venue in question. Hey Alicia, it's one of her friends. Why don't you join me? So she joins and enjoys the day. Alicia had attended the party, although she didn't actually know the person whose birthday it was. But as she had mutual friends at the bash, the parents allowed her to stay after her and her grandfather made the 55-mile trip. The party was a blast, but eventually it was time to head back to the Isle of Bute. And on the drive back, Callum would share one final memory with Alicia that would stick with him until this very day. For the whole 55-mile trip, she would hit Callum on the back of the head with a balloon she had acquired from the party. When they reached a beach in Rothesay, she had attempted to do it again, but this time she let go and it blew off down the shoreline. Alicia chased it for a short while, but in the end it burst and the two shared a laugh. From here, Alicia was dropped into town to her father Robert and his girlfriend Tony, who spent a few hours with her down a local park before her grandma Angela collected the trio. They headed home but had passed a local supermarket to pick up some dinner. Upon arriving back home, food was made, put on the table, and ate. Everyone began to wind down, and at around 10 p.m, Alicia was taken to bed. Her favourite Peppa Pig DVD was put on the TV, but out of nowhere, 30 minutes later, she burst into her grandparents' room, gave them a big kiss and a cuddle before uttering the words, "Good night, Grandpa." At around 11 p.m, Callum went to go and check on Alicia to make sure she'd fell asleep. She had done, so now he could go to bed and rest easy knowing that his granddaughter was sound asleep.
This is a vlog. I'm just here to talk. I'm first gonna start off with subscribers on YouTube. I've fastly had a little breaking point in the middle of 9 subscribers where I slowed down and didn't get very many subscribers. But now I'm fast getting subscribers. I'm already up at 21 within about a week. So from 9 to 16 within a week is quite good. like, my dream is obviously to get the same amount of subscribers as PewDiePie, maybe Yogscaster Syndicate, just people like that. Also, don't worry, guys, I'm not just doing Minecraft. Other series will be on the way. Grammar. It's just, you need to remember that it's hard to get noticed on YouTube, and every person that clicks that subscribe button, that helps a lot more than you think. Trust me. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Bye.
So, what's the universe trying to say? If more people would have subscribed to him, he wouldn't have did what he did, or something? Like, come on, man. Too much craziness in the world.
See you guys later, and yeah, like, why do I repeat things, guys? Why do I repeat things? So annoying. Oh, I cry for you. Yeah, see, look, there was tears coming from my eyes. I cry.
This is the face of evil. Although a young Aaron Campbell looks like he wouldn't have to fly here, in the years to come, he would go on to commit one of, if not the most heinous crime in Scotland. There isn't much information out there detailing Aaron's life, other than the few bits of information that's widely available on the internet. If we rewind the clock back to the 7th of May 2002, Aaron Thomas Campbell was born in Shrewsbury, England, a distance from where he would eventually grow up. In 2007, his family relocated to the Isle of Bute for reasons currently unknown. Details on his family life are conflicting also. On the one hand, some reports say that he suffered both emotional and physical abuse from his mother Jeanette while growing up. Others contest that. What we do know is that Aaron's father Christopher, a supervisor in the oil industry, had spent time away from the home quite frequently due to work. With just Aaron, his sister and mother in the house, some reports say that Aaron and Jeanette would constantly argue when she had one too many to drink. Disclaimer, she would drink quite often. In 2014, Aaron Campbell would start to post to YouTube. He had aspirations of becoming as big as PewDiePie one day, and what started off as gaming content in his early days of posting would turn into parkour and vlog style of videos as he grew older. His lifestyle would begin to change and his content matched that. As he would go out more, he would film outside rather than stay inside on his computer, although he wanted to eventually go to university to study game design. Throughout his time at secondary school, he was described as being a well-liked teen with a large friend group. Not the usual stereotype of someone who would eventually go on to commit the type of crime he would go on to commit. But there was one small detail that I've left out that begins to paint a picture of what really ran through Aaron's mind. And although his friend group often brushed this off as him being a quote edgy teen, in hindsight that was definitely not the case. In 2017, a Facebook conversation between Aaron and a female friend of his took place about a true crime documentary. We don't know in-depth details about that conversation other than he went on to say, quote, "I might kill one day for the lifetime experience." From the summer of 2017, by Aaron's own admission, he had spent roughly a year thinking about doing something excessive, including rape. And when that opportunity was handed to him, he took it. If we take Aaron's word of when he got to know Tony, we can get a rough estimate as to when the first domino falls in this story. He would later come out to say that he and Tony had been friends with benefits in the winter of 2017. This statement is believed to be false, however, and the relationship between the two was strictly business. The drugs business, that is. You see, Robert had sold cannabis to people in the local area. It wasn't a big operation, rather to support his own habit. Tony was in on it too. And with Aaron being the outgoing person he was at this point, also dabbling in drugs and alcohol, it's not surprising that the two crossed paths. The relationship between both parties would turn sour in February of 2018, however, after Aaron complained that the quality of Robert's product was poor, and so Aaron never paid the £10 debt that he owed to Robert. So this is where the story starts to come full circle, and believe it or not, for months, Aaron and Robert never crossed paths, although there was one occasion in where Aaron had almost crossed paths with Alicia and her grandparents. As you know, when Alicia arrived in the Isle of Bute on the 28th of June 2018, the trio attended Ettrick Bay Beach. Well, it was only 2 days later that Aaron, celebrating that the school year was complete, had also attended the beach to go camping with some friends. It was here a plan was thrown together to throw a house party at his 7-bedroom house the following day on the 1st of July. The party went ahead, 15 friends were invited over, and overall it had been good vibes. Aaron had drank a bottle of Mad Dog fortified wine, and she had a bottle of Echo Falls wine with a friend. I got drunk, Aaron recalls. I wasn't sick, I was just having a good time. However, as the party drew to a close at around 12:30 a.m. on July 2nd, Aaron's mood changed after arguing with his mum for the majority of the night. Everyone had left the party, but one friend had to go back because he forgot his bag. Upon arriving, he remembers finding Aaron in an emotional state and recalled he felt suicidal. The friend stayed with Aaron for a while because he felt worried, but this friend had managed to get Aaron's spirits back up. I'm gonna go and get some weed, then head off to bed. Thanks for everything, mate. And the two parties went their separate ways. The friend back home to his bed, for Aaron to source out some cannabis and do the same thing. In a drunken state, he was going to contact Robert to see if he had any weed on him, but
See how they trying to get my life back. I don't like that. Man, I like that. Trying to get me caught up. I already know that.
But didn't bother pestering him because he remembered that he owed him money. So he thought he tried to ring Tony instead, but she didn't respond. In fact, Aaron had attempted to message various drug dealers to find some drugs, but because it was late, everyone was asleep. For some reason, again more than likely because he was drunk, he hatched a plan in where he wanted to steal some cannabis from Robert instead. He had already robbed him once anyway, even if it wasn't necessarily to his face. So why not do it again? And so he crept downstairs, took a knife from the kitchen, and headed over to Robert's to steal this cannabis stash. He was captured on CCTV at around 1:54 a.m. on the 2nd of July 2018, making his way towards Robert's to execute this plan. When he arrived a short while later, the door had been unlocked. He didn't even have to break in. He just walked in. The cannabis was about to be his in a matter of moments. Maybe, just maybe then, he didn't even have to bring the knife after all. Well, that isn't exactly what happened. You see, it was true everyone was sleeping, and his initial plan was to steal this cannabis stash. But as he was looking around the house for it, he came across little Alicia sleeping in bed. Her bedroom was the closest to the front door. Now, instead of thinking to himself, I better back away, she's a child, he saw this as the perfect opportunity to act on dark thoughts that had ran through his head. It was a moment of opportunity. All I thought about was killing her once I saw her. So the initial plan was scrapped, and Aaron scooped Alicia up out of bed in the dead of night, right from under the supervision of her grandparents, her father, and her father's girlfriend. She was described as being in a deep sleep when leaving the property itself, but had woke slightly from the cold breeze when outside. She wasn't panicked though. Who are you? Where are we going? Shush, shush now. I'm your dad's friend. I'm taking you home. I'm cold. Hold on. Here's my jacket. Although Aaron's small gesture of gifting Alicia his jacket might seem nice, in reality, it was to give her a false sense of security. We don't know if Alicia fell back asleep, but she certainly didn't put up a fight. She was just 6 after all. It's not like she would have been aware of what was going on. Over the space of the next 30 minutes, they made their way down the coastline out of public view. Around here is where Aaron disposed of his knife, and around here, the pair were captured on home surveillance footage. Although that footage hasn't been released to the public. The journey would continue down the coastline until they reached a wooded area and onto the land which surrounded the then at the time abandoned Cowser Butte Hydropathic Hotel. When arriving at the hotel grounds, Aaron raped Alicia before going on to murder her via significant forceful pressure to her neck and face. She ended up with 117 separate injuries, mostly scratches and abrasions, but some of her injuries from the rape are too horrific that I don't even want to mention them in this video. After leaving Alicia's lifeless, vulnerable, naked body on the grounds of the hotel, Aaron left the scene and made his way back to the coastline. From here, he made his way home, and at roughly 3:35 a.m., he's picked up on his home surveillance camera jumping over a wall.
Oh, see him. Oh, there you go. There you go. He just hopped over right around it.
Ten minutes later, at 3:45 a.m., he spotted once again leaving the property wearing only shorts and carrying clothes. He sprinted when outside his gate. He would make his way back to the coastline and dump the clothes in the ocean. When he returned 7 minutes later, he was spotted wearing only shorts. He climbed over a wall and went back into his home. The clothes he was carrying have disappeared. Of course, he disposed of them in the sea. Six minutes later, he spotted once again, sprinting out of the house having changed clothes and carrying what looks like a torch.
Hopping fences and shit.
Then at 4:07 a.m., he returned to his house for a final time.
Criminal.
At roughly 6 a.m. on the 2nd of July 2018, Callum McPhail woke up for work. He went to go and check on Alicia to make sure everything was okay, but when he did, she wasn't there. He frantically began searching around her bedroom, and when he couldn't find her, he woke the flat up to aid in the search. The family soon realized that Alicia was missing. Her bike was...
See, that's there's like no words for how frightening that is. Like you just wake up and your kid not there. Just say you looking all around and you waking other people up like, yo, you know it? Like, nah, that's terrifying, yo.
Still in the garden. She'd never run away before, so they were scratching their heads as to how this could have happened. A 999 call was placed at around 6:23 a.m. The family were now fully awake and out of the house searching for the little girl. Angela had posted a Facebook appeal for everyone in the local area to keep an eye out for Alicia and to report back if anyone knew of her whereabouts. Sadly, this is how Alicia's mother would find out that she was missing. She never received a call from anyone. Not even the police informed her. Over the next 2.5 hours, tens of residents were in the streets looking far and wide, the police too. Even the Coast Guard and helicopter units came out to assist in the search. And around 6:55 a.m., the first piece of evidence was found. The knife Aaron had discarded was found by the Coast Guard on the shoreline. As the call was being placed to police at around 6:23 a.m., Tony had attempted to call none other than Aaron Campbell. Remember, he tried to call her a few times hours earlier in search of cannabis. At 9:01 a.m., she got this response from him. Sorry, doesn't matter. A small conversation then ensued. Want to keep an eye out for Rab's wee girl, please? Yeah, what's happened? She's went missing from house. Police are looking for her and helicopter is out. Oh damn, I'm sure she's not went too far. Hopefully. Aaron Campbell thought he had pulled the wool over everyone's eyes and had probably thought that his dark secret would never be brought to light. Well, he was wrong. As that text message exchange was underway, police had only moments before been informed by a member of the public that they had found Alicia on the grounds of the hotel. Her family were informed a short while later. Initially, no arrests were made in relation to the investigation, but maximum police resources were put into it. Multiple officers patrolled the streets. Parts of the Isle of Bute were completely cordoned off, and even more officers participated in door-to-door inquiries. So whoever the perpetrator was, it wasn't going to be a long time before they were caught, hopefully. Police Scotland had put out multiple appeals on social media for anyone to come forward, and that's when one woman, Jeanette Campbell, Aaron's mother, came forward with CCTV footage of Aaron moving suspiciously on the night Alicia was abducted, raped, and murdered. Jeanette spoke to Aaron about his movements on that night and wanted police to rule him out as a suspect. She had a lengthy chat with him before handing the footage over to police and had asked if he knew any information about the case or, even worse, had committed the offence. He was adamant he had nothing to do with any of it and said he didn't know anyone who could have potentially been the perpetrator. She warned him that DNA evidence would be found by police, so if he was lying, he'd be caught out anyway when police take him in for questioning. Still, He remained calm and collected, told his mother he knew nothing, and she came forward to police with evidence. Aaron Campbell was first brought in for questioning as a potential witness. Detectives say he answered all questions put forward to him. He remained calm and didn't act suspiciously when they spoke to him. However, by the 4th of July, with extra evidence brought forward, he would be brought in again as a suspect, with new evidence pinpointing him to the crime. And what a surprise, his whole demeanor changed, and he began to give no comment answers to police. Various pieces of evidence had came forward via CCTV, DNA, and even phone data analysis. On the day after the murder, Aaron had searched, collecting DNA evidence on his phone, and had also posted a sinister Snapchat to a group of people. In the snap, he posted a picture of him pointing at himself in the mirror with the caption, "Found the guy who done it." It's not hard to see then why police ended up charging him in relation to the investigation. Aaron Campbell would go on to deny the charges that were brought against him and logged what's being quoted as a special defense of incrimination. In other words, he tried to argue that Tony was responsible for Alicia's death. In court, he took to the witness stand and claimed he had sexual intercourse with Tony in a garage on the night in question, suggesting that she murdered Alicia and used a condom to plant his semen on Alicia's body. Aaron's lawyers asserted that Tony was jealous of the attention Alicia received from the family, and more specifically of Robert. Aaron Campbell answered questions for about 2 hours, offering explanations for the prosecution's evidence while appearing unfazed, according to a journalist within the courtroom. But if you didn't guess it by now, the jury saw straight through his lies, and after only 3 hours of deliberation, they found Aaron Campbell guilty of the abduction.
Shit lagging so hard, it's damn near podcast. Check on World Star real quick.
Rape and murder of 6-year-old Alicia McPhail on the 21st of February 2019. Aaron remained emotionless as the guilty verdict was given. A sentencing hearing was then set for the 21st of March 2019, and within that time, Aaron had finally confessed to his crime to Dr. Gary McPherson, a consultant forensic clinical psychologist and social worker. He revealed that Aaron told him that he was, quote, quite satisfied with the murder, and said it took, quote, everything to stop laughing during points of the trial, adding, quote, he had to zip his mouth shut. Dr. McPherson's report that was eventually given to the judge before sentencing also stated that Aaron, at that point, had, quote, continued to experience thoughts of killing and having sex with children and having sex with dead bodies. In Scotland, people who commit crimes under the age of 18, by law, have to have their names hidden from the public domain, unless a judge feels like it's in the best interest of the public that their name is out there. Normally, news organizations have to lodge some kind of appeal for their name to be released, and in Aaron's case, his name went public even though he was under the age of 18 at the time.
Aaron Thomas Campbell, you were found guilty of the abduction, rape and murder of Alicia McPhail, a 6-year-old child. Merely stating that fact is horrific enough, but the circumstances surrounding these vile crimes and the manner of their commission have quite rightly aroused revulsion and disbelief that these sorts of things could happen. Alicia had just arrived on Bute to spend a holiday with her father and grandparents and had gone to bed apparently safe in her own room. No doubt she was looking forward to what the next few weeks had in store. Her father and his parents would have enjoyed every minute of it, while her mother and her family would have been counting down the days till they saw her smiling face again. Meanwhile, you attended a party at your own home, consumed alcohol, and then, on your account, to which I will return, went off in search of cannabis. You went into the house and then her bedroom. You removed her from there and took her to a secluded spot where you violated and murdered her in the most brutal fashion. The details of that were revealed in the evidence, and I do not intend to go over them again. It is difficult to imagine the distress which her family must have suffered, not only when she went missing, but when the awful news came in that she had been found dead. That distress can only have been intensified, if that was possible, by their finding out the extent of what you did to her, not only in the weeks and months immediately afterwards, but in the course of the trial. I have read statements by her parents and grandparents in which they have tried to express their loss and the emptiness which greets them every day. Just as I know that no sentence which I can pass will alleviate their anguish, so I know that mere words are poor reflections of it. The effect on the island community was profound. Many of them rallied round to help in the search, and the effect on those who saw Alicia in the woods will be long-lasting. I have never before seen a police officer almost break down in the witness box, so affected was he by the sight. The contrast between them and you could not be more vivid. Your attitude was clearly demonstrated by the evidence that you posted an image of yourself in a mirror while making a joke that you had found where the murderer was hiding. The arrogance and callousness of that is breathtaking. Thanks to the dedication of the police and forensic scientists, ably assisted by members of the public, such as those who came forward when they found articles of your clothing on the shore, you were eventually brought to justice. Despite the overwhelming evidence against you, you did not plead guilty but elected to go to trial. That was your right, and I do not increase your sentence because of it. However, it is symptomatic of your staggering lack of remorse. Not once during the trial did I detect a flicker of emotion from you, and that was also the experience of the professionals who interviewed you for the purposes of the reports, to which I will turn shortly. Your defence was one of incrimination of a young woman, Toni Louise McLaughlin, and you gave evidence in support of it. It was a cruel travesty of the truth, which was understandably reported widely in the media and left her open to suspicion at the very least, and quite possibly hatred, all of which was due to your perverted machinations. I am very grateful to Mr. McConaughey, who today made it clear that she was completely innocent. Mr. McConaughey has said all that could be said on your behalf, entirely in keeping with the exemplary way the trial was conducted on both sides of the bar. All matters of fact which could reasonably be agreed were agreed, and the issues were well focused and laid before the jury. As I said to the jury after they returned their verdict, counsel do not make up defences, but present the case on the basis of their instructions. It is obvious what your instructions were, and your evidence was entirely in keeping with them, albeit it was a tissue of lies. It does not go too far, therefore, when I say that I was shocked when I saw the contents of the Criminal Justice Social Work Report and the report from Dr. McPherson, the consultant forensic clinical psychologist. Each of these reports contains clear admissions by you of your guilt. Not only that, and this is a terrible thing to say of one so young, but they paint a clear picture of a cold, callous, calculating, remorseless and dangerous individual. I do not intend to go into every detail of the reports or of your admissions, since much of it would, I think, be distressing, and much of it merely confirms some of the evidence which was led. However, I think it right that the public, and more particularly her family, be given some flavour of the contents. Dr. McPherson noted that you presented your account in a matter-of-fact manner, notable for the absence of any emotions. He recorded that you told him that in the 12 months prior to the murder, you entertained thoughts of doing something excessive, including rape. Your account, in brief, was that you had been drinking but wanted cannabis and decided to break into the house to get some. You took a kitchen knife because you wanted to protect yourself, but having gained entry, you left the house and disposed of it. You returned to the house and entered Alicia's bedroom. Amongst other things, Dr. McPherson records that you told him that you had consumed 1.5 bottles of wine between 8 o'clock and 8:30, but that you did not feel intoxicated, although you told the social worker that you still felt the effects of it. You were not under the influence of any illicit substances. He records that when you saw Alicia, your reaction, according to you, was as follows, and I quote, "A moment of opportunity. At any other time in life, murder wouldn't have been the conclusion. If I was a year younger, I don't think I would have done it. All I thought about was killing her once I saw her." You told both Dr. McPherson and the social worker in some detail what you did. You said that Alicia was drowsy and became a bit more awake when you went outside. At one point, she asked who you were and where you were going. You said you were a friend of her father's and that you were taking her home. You gave her your top because she was cold. I will not go into the horrific and cold-blooded details of what you said you did to her, but you explained that after you murdered Alicia, you threw your bloodstained clothing into the sea, had a shower, and then went back where you left her to retrieve your phone. Dr. McPherson reports that you told him that over the next few days, you were totally unconcerned, other than to be mildly amused that the police had not arrested you. Two other aspects of his report are worth mentioning. The first is that you told him that at points during the trial, it took everything to stop you laughing and you had to zip your mouth. The second is that you volunteered that you were quite satisfied with the murder. According to all of the reports, you are not suffering from any mental health disorder, and indeed you are not suffering from any syndrome or disorder of any kind. On the other hand, you are completely lacking in victim empathy, the social worker noting your cold, calculating manner. The only sentence I can impose on you is detention without limit of time. In addition, you will be subject to the notification provisions of the Sexual Offences Act 2003 for an indefinite period. However, I also have to specify a period which must pass before you can apply for release on parole. Whether you will ever be released will be for others to determine. But as matters stand, a lot of work will have to be done to change you before that could be considered. It may even be impossible. The period I select is known as the punishment part of the sentence, and its purpose is to satisfy the requirements of retribution and deterrence. The parole board will deal in due course with the protection of the public. The circumstances of the offences, the contents of the reports, and everything said on your behalf. I am conscious that you are a child. In sentencing children, it has to be borne in mind that they are not yet fully rounded, mature human beings. A child's best interests are a primary consideration, and the desirability of the child's reintegration into society must also be taken into account. However, the weight to be given to the various sentencing considerations will depend on a number of factors, including the age of the child and all the circumstances of the case. The nature of these appalling offences and what I have read in the reports make it clear to me that reintegration and rehabilitation, while these are important considerations, are remote possibilities, and neither your best interests nor anyone else's will be served by a speedy return to the community. Nonetheless, the punishment part will not be as long as it would have been had you been an adult. Your sentence will run from 6 July 2018. You will be detained without limit of time, and I fix the punishment part at 27 years. That is all.
So Aaron Campbell was jailed for 27 years, but later on in 2019, he went for an appeal hearing and the judge knocked 3 years off that sentence. To sum up, the appeal judge handed a new sentence of 24 years because he felt that 27 years would be more applicable for an adult rather than a child, which at that point, Aaron was. Fast forwarding to 2022 then, and over these past few years, Aaron hasn't been holding up that great in jail to say the least. Reports from late 2019 state that his family have completely disowned him, with his mother Jeanette scared to visit prison in case she's attacked herself. She'd been visiting prison while he was on remand when his name wasn't public, but to my best knowledge, no one since his name has gone public has visited him. Then, only a couple months back from when I'm recording this video, reports emerged that prison justice had been served when Aaron Campbell was hospitalized following a brutal beating at the Paramount Young Offenders Institute. According to prison sources, Aaron has been a #1 target for prisoners since his sentencing, and therefore has been too scared to leave his cell. While no one has forgotten about his crime, and one day in June of 2022, his cell door was left slightly open during mealtime. One fellow prisoner then burst through the door, put Aaron through the beating of a lifetime. It was that bad, the guards had to pull the inmate off him. Aaron was rushed to hospital after his tooth penetrated through his lip.
Okay. That's out the way. What else we do? What video was this again? Oh, the coronation.
The Gap provided a statement to ABC News saying in part, "We are confident we have been in compliance with the terms of our agreement since the outset, and we will continue to work amicably to unwind it. Above all, we wish Ye well." Ye remains in a legal battle with Adidas to receive ownership of his brand. The next step, he says, is to sell Yeezy directly to consumers, something he argued about with radio host Sway back in 2013.
Why don't you empower yourself and don't need them and do it yourself?
How, Sway?
Take a few steps back to go.
You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers, Sway.
So Sway, almost 10 years ago, said, "Man, why don't you do it on your own?" Was he right?
You know what? I will go ahead and say Sway had the answer. I know people are gonna be like, no.
Is that going to be affordable and accessible for people? Because I know some of your sneakers are thousands of dollars.
I mean, if it's up to Meezy, Yeezy, it'd be Freezy. You're not Meezy. But you know, life is free. Life is the event. Life is a gift.
But wait, I want to go back to that because you said if it were up to Meezy, it would be Freezy. But how much is it going to be? Because people
how much is it
want to
gonna
know.
be?
Yeah. First store is going to be in Atlanta, right? People.
Yeah, that is different. Man. How much is it gonna be easy?
Be Freezy, but how much is it going to be? Because people
how much is it
want
gonna
to know.
be?
Yeah. First store is going to be in Atlanta, right? People who are. How much is it going to?
Oh, that's so cut that. Hold on. Might as well. Might as well. God. Do all this now. Skills. How much is it going to be easy? See. How much is it going to be easy?
I think we were too high. Kia, movement that inspires. We have been selected to go to an invitational weekend. Best of the best in the country. Hey, Lady Ducks. Anyone want to ride to California? Have you ever been to California before?
I said I was about to do again. Right. Almost fell asleep. Almost pulled the kinfolk. I said I was going to record. Turn up the volume.
To be because people
How much is it
want to
gonna
know.
be?
Yeah.
Simple, not too crazy, not too crazy.
First store is going to be in Atlanta, right? People who are going to walk in off the street, can they buy something for $30?
20.
20.
I like multiples of 20. Simplifying things.
20 will get me a t-shirt.
Get you 4 t-shirts.
So it's going to be very accessible,
Very accessible.
very affordable.
Very affordable.
So you were able to kind of accomplish what you needed, it seems, with Gap and Adidas. Perhaps it was a breach of contract situation. So now you're going to be able to stick. You, as a dad, are you getting now some progress with that? And
Yo, that'd be gangster if he made it. See, you know what I respect about Ye? A lot of the stuff Ye was saying, people was calling him crazy for. Like, if he became president, what he would do is the stuff that Biden did in his time as president. But the stuff that Biden said he was going to, ain't never do it. I said the same shit on Kinfolk stream. Motherfuckers was like, yo, that's facts. It's really facts. Like, and look, even without being a president and holding that office, what his spirit sway him to do, he wanna go on ahead and make some affordable clothing. So we gonna hold him to that. $5 Yeezy shirts. That's what's up. What's up?
and able to spend the time you want with your children?
Yeah, absolutely. Everything's a process, and there has been progress. God bless. Like a couple days ago.
Why you just had a Britney moment? Yeah, I peeped that.
And there has been progress. God bless. Like a couple.
She just there nodding her head like, yo.
God bless.
He's going through it. Look at you. It's just nodding along.
Like a couple days ago, I got to see my daughter's improvement in basketball. Like the first season, she was just kind of not knowing what to do, not knowing how to handle the ball, not knowing how to handle herself. And, as far as co-parenting goes, I put my foot down with Kim and I said, like, I learned how to play basketball in a summer and came back and won championships. So I, as her dad, am going to go and I'm going to coach her every morning. She trained every day and I really stayed on her. And when she came back, she had the confidence. She was almost like a Dennis Rodman. I'm saying stuff to her like, never let anyone take anything from you. Protect your little brothers and sisters. Protect the family. Never let anyone take our company. I'm literally saying this to her because I realize she's one of the people in the family that will make sure that no one ever takes our company. No one ever takes what me and Kim have built with both of our brands and the brands that we're building now.
Do you feel you have a voice as you're co-parenting now?
I do have a voice, but I had to fight for it. I had to go on Instagram and I had to turn up. People want to be, oh yeah, Kanye, whatever. No, I legally changed my name. It's just beginning of a respect. Or with Adidas, like, oh, you know, we're just gonna like take your colorways and we're just gonna do that.
The couple's focus on their children was evident in the first season of The Kardashians.
No matter what we're going through, I always want my kids to be around their dad as much as possible and just have their mornings with dad and get dropped off at school.
No, I have a voice, and I don't agree with certain things as a dad and as a Christian. I have a right to have a voice on what my kids are wearing, what they're watching, what they're eating. And I believe I have a platform where I get to say what so many dads can't say out loud. There's so many situations where an entire family will go.
I'm trying not to get in situations where life take you all the way up, down, left, right, and just trying to keep my head high. Keep pushing.
And basically take control of the kids. I know so many people would hit me like out of Chicago and say, yo, I just went through the same thing as you. And then people will call me and say, hey, are you okay? And I'm like, well, I'm okay now because I said something, but I wasn't okay before with the situation. And that's why I said something. And it's just little nuances where there was a parallel to what was happening at Gap, what was happening at Adidas, and what was happening in my home. It was all a kind of a disregard for the voice of something that I co-created. I co-created the children. I co-created the product at Adidas. I co-created the product at Gap. And I let everybody know that there's actually a through line, there's a parallel. And the parallel does touch on discrimination.
Even within your marriage?
Obviously, it's a parallel. What marriage exactly?
The former marriage, right.
Yeah. I want my kids to go to Donda, and I have to fight for a say-so because they're just programmed. It's just like, hey, all the kids are going to Sierra Canyon. No, I'm their dad. Like, it has to be co-parenting. It's not up to only the woman. Like, men have a choice. Men's voices matter. Yeah. So I understand we've dealt with a lot of frustrations, and there's a lot of protection that I actually brought when I first started dating and when I first got married to Kim.
You know what this made me feel like? And we be hearing it all the time that, yo, these cats, they life be kind of scripted already. Like, and they be fighting against it. And it's like, yo, cut all that fighting out, man. This is what your life is. Accept it. Accept it. I can't even do that. Oh, man. Let me do it like this.
God calls me to not release that. That's still there. This is the mother of my children, and I apologize for any stress that I have caused, even in my frustration, because God calls me to be stronger. But also, ain't nobody else gonna be causing no stress either. I need this person to be least stress and a best sound mind and as calm as possible to be able to raise those children. At the end of the day, it's not about another media headline. It's not about what people, a lot of times, people, they go for these clickbaits, and there's some responsibilities that I still feel needs to be taken by the entire family, right? About the way we present ourselves. Everything that we do, we need to present ourselves with the highest level of nobility. When we're in a position of influence like we are, we have to say, do we want our children to do this? And not just our children, everyone's children, because we're being used as an influence to everyone's children to sell the product that affords us the houses that we put the 800 million security guards in front of. So knowing that to whom is given, much is required. I also require that because I'm sorry, Hulu. I'm sorry, Disney. It didn't work. Even with me out the house, I'm still the head of the house.
I think that many of us had access to see your mom, Donda, in Genius or in other opportunities. And it seemed like she was your number one supporter, that she invested in you. I mean, I remember at one point she said that you played tracks like Michael Jordan shoots free throws.
Case in point, how many times did you see my dad in that documentary? It would have been like he wasn't even alive. Case in point. And everyone's fine with that. I was taken away. My mom was offered a job by the state in the south side of Chicago, the most dangerous place at that time, on the planet.
Moved you from Atlanta.
Moved me from Atlanta. My dad, think about how smart people say I am. My dad's smarter than me. He didn't have a voice.
And so social media, you feel, is that more hurtful or beneficial to you?
That's one of my favorite questions this interview. I mean, we can use a car to rush somebody to the hospital, or we could.
Kanye, I'm gonna let you finish, but that was a deep line he just said. Yo, imagine, you see how people think I'm smart? My dad's smarter than me. He just ain't have a voice. Don't let that one fly over your heads, man. That one is profound, man.
Use a car and accidentally hit somebody while we're rushing somebody to the hospital. It's all in how we use it.
Coming up in a conversation with Ye, people will always want to know, I think, about your mental health. You've talked before about how you were diagnosed as bipolar.
You know what? I think that this idea, this concept of mental health being this big subject is straight up media propaganda to diminish people that are not coloring inside the lines.
Donda Academy. Give me a sense of why you decided you wanted to create a school and what the mission is of the school.
Well, it's a gospel school. We spread the gospel. I grew up Christian. Both my mom and dad were Christian, and it actually started off, it was called Yeezy Christian Academy. And we started it during COVID. And these are the things that I was interested in, but had to go and work on during, study hall or between classes or after school or on weekends. And to be able to incorporate that, to be a performing arts school, to be a design school, an architecture school, a farming school, automotive engineering school, a computer hardware and software school, financial engineering, not just financial literacy, and also to teach the gospel. And that is Donda.
Again, y'all be asking why cats, why would the government want to clone these people, or why would they want to control these people? Look at how he got a whole layout planned. And when that joint comes into fruition, man, I tell everybody, just as great as an idea is, and as big as it gets, it implodes from the inside, man. I was told for every great group that comes down, it's because of a Judas. You know what I'm saying? It's a proxy, a scapegoat. It's always you wonder why. It's because these people got influence. They got the momentum to get things done, and they can't clone the soul though, man. The spirit will sway a motherfucker to do shit. And like they say, God uses devil's wickedness to enhance his glory, man. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is.
In this moment right now, for you, because you talked about, being able to have a voice in, for example, where your kids go to school, do you want them to go to Donda Academy?
Yeah, absolutely. Because, I mean, schools are started with, rich people hiring Aristotle to teach their kids. You can have tutors for specific things and actually turn your kids to like geniuses. And, if your kids are geniuses, promoting that and like they're 3 grade levels ahead. Like that period of theta between like 4 and 8, the kids can learn the most. And they're kind of just sitting them in like this mundane, place into society. It's about like normalizing the kids and making sure that they fit into society. So yeah, if you ask me, the kids should go to my school and that should be supported.
And it's not supported?
Oh, it's definitely not supported. Like all of these like celebrities, we get so distracted by what the internet just said about us and, what we're doing online or what we have to do with our careers because it's hard out here. You know what I'm saying? It's like hard enough to just raise a family, but then we have to keep up an image. We got to keep up our cars and our houses and our clothes and all that, not realizing that all the while there's this thing that's like that hurts you when you have to like scream about what your kids are wearing or you have to say it like a million times over.
In addition to his family, his energy is also apparent in his business pursuits and Donda Academy. But many are critical of some of his social media posts, leading some to question his mental health. People always want to know, I think, about your mental health. You've talked before about how you were diagnosed as bipolar.
You know what? I think that this idea, this concept of mental health being this big subject is straight up me.
Oh man, what happened? Stuff
Media
like
propaganda to diminish people that are not coloring inside.
Stuff like that be making me feel like they cut my string. Like, hold up. Hold it phone, hold it now. Hold it now. Nah, I think it's still, he throwing up.
The lines. Even the Genius documentary was a backhanded version of that by the time they got to the third act, he's like, oh, I turned the camera off on you.
And it doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter. For 2 years, they try to say I want a billionaire.
Well, if you're my friend and my boy, why wouldn't you have said, hey, yo, I turned the camera off on you and I'm going to put it in this documentary? Unless that's what they want. They want to have it where if there's anything that's innovative, like we just accept this kind of idea of people saying like, hey, we want to talk about your mental health. And it's like, almost like if a white person said to a black person, hey, we want to talk about your blackness.
I get it.
Like, wait, what? We want to talk about this thing. And one of the things about the whole mental health conversation is even a crazy person can call you crazy. It's like, no matter what you do, and it used to hurt me. It hurt my ego. And it's something that I think, God, put on me. So I feel like when I finally go to heaven, I get to talk to God. I'm going to say, why did you let all these people think I was so crazy? And God is going to say, Well, it was a camouflage. I was protecting you.
Protecting you from what?
Just, people write off the fact that I'm going to change the world. They just think it's crazy.
How are you going to change the world?
More? How are we going to change the world more?
More.
Fresh air, fresh food. Fresh food cures cancer. I don't want to say that because New York Times is going to take that and say he's going to cure cancer. But true enough, it's like your food, your diet is the most important thing.
Live it.
Yeah, you live it. Yeah, you live it because you don't want to die. You are what you eat. You are what you consume. You are what you consume, not just eating. You are what you consume in any way, from the people that you're around, sunlight, the type of, music, the art you listen to. So we're going to change everything. Apple is the #1 company on the planet, and Yeezy's going to take the spot. Yeezy's going to be bigger than Apple. And we're going to be bigger by supporting the planet.
I believe him. You know why I believe him? Because a lot of people be talking about, oh, Kanye crazy, think you can do this, Kanye crazy, think you can do that. And we do it every time. So why should I not believe in this time? Every time people say Kanye crazy, oh, he gonna do this, he gonna do that, he do it. And then people be silent, never talk about it. That should be crazy shit.
So I'm Steve Jobs, and the earth is not now.
But you mean in an apparel way?
You're talking about in just clothing?
When you're saying that you're going to change the world and that you're going to replace Apple as Yeezy, I mean, right now we know.
Well, I didn't say we're
Yeezy
going to replace Apple. We're still going to use Apple. Apple is just it's a standard, it's a base. Apple is part of the reason that Yeezy's going to have the opportunity to be bigger. We're going to stand on the shoulders of Apple, and that's exactly what Steve would have wanted. He would have wanted to inspire a kid like me, as Jay-Z said in the show movie Eating Cereal, to stand on the shoulders of Apple and take it to the next frontier, and to realize that the human being is the iPhone and our earth is our office. And we need to support both of those things in everything that we do. And that's how, not me, but we, as a collective, our species, we're going to change the world. We're going to change the world through information, through knowledge, through love, through respect, through understanding. I can't single-handedly change the world, but we can implement the truth. And let's start with the truth and start with transparency. And we can collectively, I don't like the word can, we will make the world better. And I understand in this world that, as my grandfather used to say, you're going to need some money, that you're going to need some money. But when I lean on the idea of the richest black man of all time, it was really in defense of the mental health conversation. It's like, well, if I'm so what you say I am, why did I end up with this? Maybe I was right. Maybe I'm actually right about these things. And you didn't want anyone to know I was right. So you said, don't listen to him. He's this. But then you go back and play everything I ever said in slow motion, whether I said it really high or whether I said it really low. And it's like, oh, that's actually true. And there's so many examples throughout history where people were misunderstood in their time. And I do not like when people say, oh, you're 20 years ahead of your time. Well, I'm not doing a good job because I need to, like we were saying before, be able to actualize these things that are 20 years ahead and bring them to people in real life, or else it's something that only I'm enjoying in my imagination. I need God needs, the world needs.
Cut my stream. Fuck. Wow, that's crazy. That's
To
really
enjoy what's in my imaginations. I could like just literally hear Dizzy Gillespie in the back. I see dreams.
In 2016, he reimagined himself in the world of politics.
He's a good man.
Publicly pledging his support for then Republican candidate Donald Trump. Then in 2020, he ran for president of the United States himself and says his days in politics are not over. Obviously, you did run for president in 2020. Do you have future political aspirations?
Yes, absolutely. The aspirations, you know, it's that time wasn't in God's time. I'm sure there's lives that were saved. I'm sure God had me fall on the sword and say, this is not the time. But, you know, he's a redeemer. He's given me this oxygen. He's given me this platform. He's put amazing people around me. He's given me new publicists, a new lease on life, new air to breathe, and a new respect.
You talked about how we are what we consume, and including who we spend time with. I'm just curious. Apparently, you spend a lot of time with Jared Kushner. Is that just a friendship, or that's political still for the future, or a little both?
His brother said he'd kill him if he go back to the White House.
So
that's the answer.
Oh, okay. But you still want to run for president?
You know, I met Mayor Suarez down in Miami, and I thought he'd make a really good president also.
In addition to you?
I mean...
While he may not be ready to make a decision on the future of his political career, Ye is already looking toward the future with regard to sustainability and how to make life better for the next generation. Do you feel like this is a time of renaissance, basically, and that you are even opening up more access for other creators coming up behind you?
Absolutely. We've opened up a lot of access. That's what the school is about. The school is the platform for our next generation to continue this imagination, to be fearless, to be brave, to be imaginative, to actualize our dream, to bring the visions to reality and not be afraid to. And not have to be called crazy, and not have to be, you know, diminished by the press, and not have to fight in order to just do something for people. Like, we're really here to serve. You know, I wouldn't mind if I was not photographed again. I want to present, we're gonna present this architectural, this engineering approach to giving us a simplified balance of nature and man.
Lastly, are you still energized by people telling you you can't?
Well, I like that you use the word energized over the word excited. That's Don-defied language. I was with a friend of mine, and he had a slogan that said, "How can I help?" And I said, all of those words could be more powerful. I is singular. We is far more powerful. All is a very powerful vibration. Can is like, okay, we can, but did we? How? It's a question. You know, the truth is unquestionable. To speak in affirmations like Yoda. And help, actually the fourth definition in the word help is to avoid. It's like when you're at the end of a meeting with somebody and they say, well, how can I help? It's meaning like, I'm gonna give you somebody else's number because I'm not going to be the one to be dealing with you type of thing. So, and with the word excited, so many times people get excited and they make a rash decision. Whereas with us, when things happen that are amazing or things happen that are disappointing, we stay energized, we stay level, we stay peaceful through that. And that's the next frontier. That's the next level of this video game of life.
Right now, Ye is, can you finish that sentence?
Tired of doing the interview.
All right.
Right now, Ye is finished with the interview.
All right. Hey, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. We know. Hey man, Sri Lanka, man. Relax, dog. What, man? Where are you trying to go from? What are you trying to see? The world is not that interesting.
Wow, too big.
Really trying to stop.
What?
Really trying to scream, huh? You don't want to go to sleep but have sweet dreams, huh?
I'll be right. When you successfully convince a single mom her oil change was $600. What? That's a businessman right there. City boys, we up. What up?
City boy.
Listen, he's just performing his actions and his duties. You understand me? He came up on a lick. Listen, at the end of the day, how many modern women today will spend uncountable hours in a damn mirror mastering their makeup but have absolutely no idea what's going under the hood of their own car? You understand me? Hey, yo, this video goes mad hard, by the way.
Y'all, I'm so crazy. Like, I'm so delusional. Like, in my head, I'm that girl. Like, I am that girl. And let's say, like, you know, when I'm talking to somebody,
Like, yo, we're gonna have to get
and they don't text me right away or call me too much or anything, I be telling myself, like, you know what? He loves me so much that he just scared how he feels, so he's trying to stay away from me because he loves me so much and he's scared. Like, I really believe that in my head. Like, I'm like, oh, he just likes me too much. And he's trying to control his emotions, so he needs some space. So, yeah.
One must truly ask the question, how really did the mind of the modern woman today become so utterly crazy and so utterly delusional? Irrespective of her waistline, she still thinks that she's a 10. Irrespective of us telling her that we don't want your body displayed all over social media on your digital footprints, y'all still continue to do it anyway. Irrespective of the wigs, the eyelashes, and the ridiculously long and sharp and unsanitary fingernails that y'all put on, y'all still continue to wear them. Irrespective of your objective reality, the man is too scared to call you back, which means that he loves you. And they'll sit there and they'll dwell in their lack of reality or in their unrealistic expectations or standards, accompanied by the bubble of their echo chamber. Pass up all of the good men or all of the average men that would have been a great choice for them in lieu of the dude
that they know is a bad option for them if they got out of their echo chamber, if they got out of their own way, and then later on down that pike, they'll ask specifically when they encroach on that wall, where did all the good men go? The modern woman today has been conditioned to accept this queen status irrespective of what they project. It's almost as if they think that they can do no wrong. But in reality, it projects a mentally stunted adult. To all 25.4 women that watch this channel, if you are one of these women, or if you got women like this in your echo chamber, do everything in your power to remove the pure unrealism out of your life.
Who is more easily bored in relationships, men or women?
Women.
If women are more easily bored, why are they more likely to want marriage and commitment?
Status.
If women are strong and independent and don't need no man, why does the pressure of marriage and commitment typically come from women?
They're liars.
Oh, shit. Shout out to the blunt truth from this lovely young lady right here. Y'all better pay attention. Guys, I want you to understand from this perspective is that within modern times today, modern women no longer consider modern men as a necessity. Modern women consider modern men as a utility. And why is that? Well, I think because we live in a first world, cushy, westernized society, the need for men has significantly diminished, and also the respect for men as well. And I think a lot of that respect refers to how our media tends to push female-driven narratives. So being a woman in our society is now considered standard, and anything manly outside of that is considered bad, or it's considered toxic, or it's considered, you don't understand us enough. You're not in tune with your emotions, as if being in tune with your emotions and displaying them the way that Yah display them is the way that a man should hold, conduct, or display himself. So while the respect for men is diminishing, also the feminization of men is also increasing through all of this media that we are exposed to. And not to mention the overwhelming amount of young boys that are being raised by single mothers, and they grow up with this emotional state of being. And, you talk to them about stoicism, and their eyes begin to roll in the back of their goddamn head. But at the same time as that, you got all of these women that are being pushed to be more masculine, to be more strong, to be more independent, to bump being nurturing, bump being soft, bump catering to a man, bump all of that shit. In conjunction with that same media pushing all of these unrealistic expectations and fantasies with the cursed phrase of you deserve it all. And it has culminated to a lot of these modern women saying that they don't need a man, but they want a man. But it needs to be incumbent on you as a man to understand, what does she want you for? And it's my argument that a lot of them don't even know why they want you. But the fact remains that these women cannot be strong, independent, and don't need no men while also pressuring men for commitment. But in reality, modern women today need to be guided against the mainstream narrative, because that narrative makes them delusional, unrealistic, and unmarriageable. This chick is crazy as hell. She's smiling.
Hit the ground running with the most revolutionary personal training program ever developed. The National Academy of Sports Medicine, the #1 choice for fitness professionals, makes it quick, easy, and affordable.
Nah, yo, she's way too calm with murderous intent. Like, let's watch again. Yo, this brother must have dropped off the Ultra Instinct eggplant in her for her to be doing something like this. This crazy man. Oh, that's Spanish. You know what's crazy about this too is that she's soaked, right? Like, number one, it's raining, so it's like, ma'am, you couldn't wait until it stopped raining to be a crazy young woman. But she's also soaked. So it's like she's been out there for like 15, 20 minutes just pecking away at her man's car in order to piss him off. Like, what? Like, the more and more that I do videos like this, it becomes so much more clear and apparent that society today coddles women so much, and it sort of gives them like this privileged special status. Because if this was a guy that was doing this, could y'all understand how quickly that the cops would be completely on his ass for her to come up to the conclusion that she has full ownership to do this in broad daylight, in front of millions? This is like noon right now. And you know what's also crazy too is that, let's say there was a cop on this block that just decided to protect the man and just decided to do something about this. He would bring it to the precinct, give her a couple of softball questions, and
nothing will happen at all.
Probably bring her to the precinct without even no goddamn handcuffs, ask her whatever questions, and then release her. All right? The double standards in our society are so ridiculous. But gentlemen, you must understand is that it's very rare not to recognize personality traits in young women like this before they take it to this extent. It is your duty, irrespective of what she looks like, how pretty that she is, to avoid the red flags. Call them out when you see them. Highlight the toxic nature. It is not your job to try to change it, because I guarantee you they will use it against you at the time and the point that they feel slighted. Avoid the red flags, or this may be your reality. Questions, comments, concerns. Y'all already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. What you guys think about today's compilation? Whether or not you liked it or you disliked it, leave your comments down in the comment box down below. I think this one should make for fruitful discussion and conversation. Until next time, YouTube. Peace. Without further ado.
Cut the new BS like we in charge. No capital rappers like steel bars. I'm packing and rapping like here we are. Here we are. Mediocre tutorial reviews. Like, comment, share my views. Come up and I paid my dues. Big step in my black way shoes. MTR. He break it down, yeah, it's MTR. Check out the sound when it's MTR. No one put it down like it's MTR.
Once upon a time, San Diego's Liberty Station was a premier naval training center. But today, these barracks are helping to make Point Loma one of San Diego's coolest neighborhoods. It's a gathering place, a shopping place, a golfing, gallery browsing, garden wandering place, and of course, an eating place. Speaking of eating, don't miss Liberty Public Market, an awesome artisanal adventure land that puts some of San Diego's best bites under one roof. Discover some crazy creations that are crazy delicious. Satisfy your sweet tooth and your furry friends. Next, take your taste buds on a world tour, San Diego style. Find the food that calls to you, then keep exploring Liberty Station.
I don't know if I can even watch ads. So. Oh, video done. Man, look at that. Right on time. May not be there when you call, but I'm right on time. I'm gonna check that out. Blues, G Herbo, Future, and it's a video. Yeah, we're gonna definitely check that out. Check that out. Oh, I'm about to go to these other YouTube shits, because I'm gonna watch that next. Chilling on my Fat Boy Common. I'm gonna watch that next. I was a wish and I ain't even know it. Right? I'm not gonna give that my energy. Nope. Off. I was about to click the video, but then I thought about it. Like, nah, I'm not giving that my energy. This right here, keeping that for documentation, because we gonna unravel that. Keeping this for documentation, we gonna unravel that. Yeah, I'm eating, man. How do people stay alive? They eat. Hello? Hello? peeping that one. Matter of fact, don't watch this from now. You shitting me?
I got into debt in college, and no matter how much I paid, it followed me everywhere. So I consolidated it into a low-rate personal loan from SoFi.
Get a personal loan with no fees, low fixed rates, and borrow up to $100K. SoFi, get your money right.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Brittany Renner is the most controversial single mother socialite in Black America. And I do like listening to what she has to say, although for me, much of it doesn't make a lot of sense. But hey, every now and then it might be a gem on accident. But I'd like to talk about Brittany Renner. She's very vocal about her sexuality, what she is looking for, things that she doesn't want to do in a relationship, what she should be able to do. And it's very liberal sexually, how she takes photos, being very provocative. And of course, let me just say, women have the right to do that. They do. I've seen people, Amber Rose, Meg Thee Stallion, Brittany Renner. Fine. You have the absolute right to do it. But now, I like to always try to qualify the behavior and such proclivities of women who behave in this manner. What is the role ultimately that it leads them to, or that it leads them down? For such liberal, ideology and behavior as women in today's world, where does it lead you? What do you get out of it? Now,
A baby daddy. What else will we get him? Maybe another baby daddy.
I know you might get some tricks and things like that here and there, but ultimately, where do you go? You know what I have found? I have found that most of these women, after
Tax return money. You get some tax return money.
speaking like that, they find themselves in what we consider, or what I would consider, situationships.
Government assistance. You got some government assistance. Child support. Got some child support.
Situationships. Very many of these situationships. And what are those? Situationships are short-term dealings with men that could possibly represent the guys that they would want, but it never goes anywhere. So, because, women, for the most part, for the guys that they don't want to deal with, they'll ignore them. The guy that's dusty, broke. I mean, they can get messages from her, that guy all the time, or the guy that they're just not attracted to. Those guys don't matter because those women don't want them for whatever reason. Those guys have no chance. Fine, I get that. But now, what I'm dealing with is situationships. This is the closest thing that women get to relationships, because these are the guys that they feel like, I'm attracted to him. He makes enough money. He's who I want to be with. All right. But for whatever reason, they can't really turn the corner. And many of us want to know why. Why is that? Why is this the case? Why is such and such this, here, such and so forth? So, Brittany Renner then posts something on Monday Night Football. And she said that she's America's favorite scout. Look at it here. You can see it here. The behind is sticking out. She's looking quite good. But what are you scouting for? You are scouting for another athlete. Now, obviously, you can say that she's trolling, and she could be, but Brittany Renner has a proclivity in dating athletes and rappers. That's what.
Fuck that part. There's a truth in every joke. I'll repeat. Sorry, Fritos and dip. There's a truth in every joke.
What she does, she deals with athletes and rappers. And while athletes and rappers tend to be, in my honest opinion, not as intellectually gifted as they should be, I don't think they're that dumb. They're dumb, but they're not as dumb as we may think they are. Why? Because people already know how she is. She's went on Deion Sanders' show. She's been on Cam Newton's podcast, Fresh and Fit, had a collaboration with her, Adam 22.
My thing is, why do dumb for having sex? Like, what if they do it as just a horn dog? You can be smart and still have a lot of sex with a lot of different women. A lot of women of probably not the best moral character. So I don't know what that has to do with anything.
So enough guys around the league in both sports have understood what happened with PJ.
Would you be interested in collecting 5-figure paychecks for a few hours of work, helping me in your spare time from home? I'm on a mission to
With PJ Washington is so they're saying, okay, this one here, she looks good, probably a good, good time. But you know what? Brittany Renner's 30. And if I don't deal with her, it's not the end of the world. I got women hollering at me daily. I'm talking as athletes here. Women are coming after me daily. It would be different if a guy was a medical doctor, you don't have that many women trying to talk to you, something like that. It would make more sense, But now, if you're in the NFL, and obviously, in the NFL, people don't know what you look like all the time. But now, here's what you can do. You still have opportunities. And those opportunities are not always black. It's not always white. It's whatever you want. With women who are going to try to be a little bit more submissive, at least act like it, at least pretend to give the man something of value, at least pretend. So guys are like, look, I can deal with this person, X, Y, and Z over here, and at least this person will pretend to give me something. Why am I going to deal with this lady? She's 30 with a kid, and she's outing people. And what happens is you're scouting for what may happen. At the most, you might get something that lasts 1 or 2 or 3 months. And you're not going to get anything that lasts long term because you're not built for that. But then here's the problem. Women will never look at themselves, in the case of Brittany Renner, and say, you know what? I've dealt with all of these guys. Women would love to have been in my position in life, to be able to have all of these guys that I have dealt with, I have met, such and so forth, but for whatever reason, I just can't get it right. It's like being accepted to all the Ivy League schools, and then you keep getting kicked out of each one. Who do you blame? Yeah, it's Harvard's fault. It's Yale's fault. It's Columbia's fault. Well, what? Well, yeah, they kicked me out because of so-and-so. Well, has it ever really been your fault? Can we deal with maybe you're the issue? Are we not going to deal with that? Let me know. Are we not dealing with the fact that you are the problem? That's what I want to know. And if it's not, just say that it's not. But we can't do that because, see, we got to lie all the time, don't we? We have to buffoon all the time, don't we? And while you're over there trying to get X, Y, and Z, the fact of the matter is, Brittany, nobody's checking for somebody like you. Because what most guys have figured out is like, hey, listen, this lady's already ruining her life on social media, crying on Instagram posts and things like that. If she can do it to herself, what is going to happen if I get with her? I can tell you if you want to know. You want to know? I'll tell you. I'm glad to tell you. The same thing is going to happen to you if you deal with women just based on what they look like and not for value. Because there are women out there that can give you value. I believe it. I know it. But you get what you're worth. And that's the problem here. Professional sports, men, anywhere in the world, want to get what they are paying for, what their worth, their effort is. And nobody wants to deal with the fact that you can't do that. Or you're not willing to do that. So you keep going around going after a guy, after a guy, after a guy, after a guy. And at some point, and I know that there's bad men out there, I will agree to that. But at some point, when is it not you? When is it not you're the problem? The world is tired of people being accountable. I know women and men both are tired of it. Okay, we got to call it for what it is. Everybody is tired. For the love of God, stop. Stick a fork in it already. Seriously, be an adult. Stop jumping from person to 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 person, ruining everybody's life. Everybody's life. Can you stop? But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe at the bell. Check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the food remains an all-time high. I'm out.
It's just cheese with the dip, man. It's the cheese with the dip. You getting somewhere? You getting somewhere? Okay. Right. We're about to tune into Homie Black Niggas real quick. Damn. Yo, he be asking some crazy questions, man. Let's see what's up. That just goes to show I'm subscribed, right? My son dropping videos, but they do not put his joint up on my. Let me make sure everybody's seeing this. My boy Black Mirrors TV, man. You know what I'm saying? We got some serious questions to ask, so we're gonna start right here.
not sure if that's the homo shit right there. And then to the left, I'm not sure if there's some sacrifice shit going on right there. I'm not sure because I went straight.
Next line, I have like, whoa. I've been kissing
These nuts. Got him. Watch it, boy.
What's good? It's your boy Xavier back with another installment of Black Mirrors TV. I missed y'all. It's been a couple of days. But as y'all can see by the title, we're going to be talking about NBA Youngboy and is he a Freemason? Now, as soon as y'all click on the video, I need y'all to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Make sure y'all leave y'all Cash App name down in the comment section below so you can enter for a chance to win the $50 Cash App prize as soon as we make that family subscriber count go up to 400. Now, with that being said, let's jump right into it. Right here is one of his latest album covers called Top. And the album cover itself was pretty demonic. It's him in a black and white setting showing the as above, so below, the dark and the light, with the one-eyed symbolism, along with the red, black, and the white, which is some of the most satanic colors that you can use in satanic rituals, okay? Now, this is clearly showing that he's sold out, especially now that he just got that gun charge dropped. They have full control over Youngboy. Now, please stick with me until the end of the video because that's when it gets good. Right here is him doing the red background picture. Also notice that 38 on the chain and notice the 38 on his neck that he has tattooed because we're going to be talking about that later on in the video. And yes, I did do a little bit of gematria, nothing too crazy, but I told y'all the things that I say I'm going to do, I'm going to start trying to do it. All right. Now, this is just symbolizing that he has put in a lot of blood, sacrificial or mock ritual sacrifices and turned the room completely red. Okay. And there are a lot of bodies that drop behind NBA Youngboy, and we could talk about that a little bit later. Right here is one of his mixtapes called AI Youngboy, and it had a lot of symbology behind it. It's showing you the dollar bills, which is what they do it for, the money, just one of the things they do it for. They're showing the red and the blue, which is a York rite and the Scottish rite of Freemasonry, and there is a bunch of secret Masonic orders underneath those two branches. And you also see him right there doing the Masonic point. Now, keep in mind, I showed you a lot of artists that are doing this point right here. It's a very prominent symbol that they use. Right here, he's doing the, this is what I just call another variation of the vow of silence, which is the gun to the head, because if they speak out about any secrets or they talk a little bit too much about things that go on behind the veil, you know, things will begin to happen to them. Very, very tragic, gruesome, brutal, demonic, satanic things will start to happen to them. Okay, they'll probably lose their life. Right here, you see him rocking the colors like I told y'all before, the red, the black, and the white. Now, I'm going to say the red and the white is some of the most satanic colors that you could use, but the red, the black, and the white is also one of my favorite color schemes that I like to wear on a day-to-day basis, okay? I know about this stuff now, so it's kind of like I'm kind of weary about doing it, but you just have to have an open mind and know what you're doing, okay, so that nothing will affect you. Now, we're going to be getting into some of the bonus content. Now, right here, this is Glorilla, one of the one-hit wonders. I think she's going to be, who knows? But she has the black and white checkerboard pattern on her left arm. She also has a tattoo of a butterfly on her leg. This is DJ Quick. A lot of you that are around my age know this artist right here. He's a DJ. He's up there with the likes of Dr. Dre and so forth. And he is doing the vow of silence. You also have Plies right here doing the double horns, and I believe he most definitely is down with the SHITs. Make sure that y'all like, comment, share, subscribe when y'all click on these videos, man. It really does help out the channel. I appreciate it. Right here, you have YK Osiris, and the name itself just speaks volumes, okay? Ancient Egyptian worshiping, sun god worshiping, okay? And you see he has a all-seeing eye right there on his arm. Back to the video. He has the cross, and best believe it is not to symbolize Jesus Christ or Christianity because he is far away from that. Now, let me tell you, when these artists wear this,
is just to mock Christianity and Jesus Christ. It's also to let you guys know that they put in a sacrifice to get to where they are, whether that be a blood sacrifice, a family member, or they're sacrificing themselves. He's doing more one-eyed symbolism with the gun. This could be a double entendre because with the gun, it's showing you what will happen if you speak out about what you had to do to sell out. Okay, that's what this picture to me can mean. And then you see the light shining from above, which is the false light, the light from Lucifer, which is that false enlightenment. Right here is a video called Facts. And this was early on in his career. Okay, and take a look at that chain. If you have to pause it and like double click to zoom in on it, it's a Freemasonic chain. Right here is one of his crew members rocking the Freemasonic chain. Now, I could end the video right here. Ain't got to say no more. He is down with the SHITs. What else more do you need to know? He's rocking the chain. Right here is some light symbolism, okay? He's rocking the black and the white clothing. All right. There's really not too much else to say about this photo because it's pretty much like right in your face. The black and white is what is used in the Freemasonic Lodge for the black and white checkerboard pattern. Right here is also some occultism because the hand gesture that he's doing is Freemasonic in nature. Like I said, I've been looking for the picture, but I have so many to go through. Once I start making these videos, I just try to knock them out. But please believe that is a hand gesture that they use. Right here is the creme de la creme, because y'all know once I find the black and white checkerboard pattern on these artists, that's pretty much the cherry on the top because that's letting you know the Jesuits are pushing them. Jesuits are like the people like at the top of the totem pole, all right? Right here is just some of the gematria that I did on NBA Youngboy. Now, it's nothing deep. Now, let's talk about it. Now, like I said, that 38 that he has on his neck and on his charm, and that's like his pretty much signature, 38, baby, stands for murder in gematria, all right? And the reverse ordinal is 83, which was in the Murder by Numbers movie title. And then you got 38. Now, with that being said, y'all see what he got on that hand right there, right? That star ring. Like I said, we can end the video. We don't need to say no more. We know he's a Freemason. We know he down with the SHITs. You know what I mean? Allegedly. But everybody that's had the star ring has either died or has somebody die around him. Now, like I said, he's had NBA Dump. He's had G-Money. He's had his cousin, Lil Dave. He's had BBG Pig die. He's had, oh my goodness, Quando Rondo, homie. King Von. Just all types of people that are tied to him has passed away. All right. Now, with that being said, like I was telling y'all in the beginning of the video, the elites or the Jesuits or the people that are really, really at the top that are pushing this guy, making tons of money off of him, have full control over him. This is what I mean from being in jail with the plastic surgery marks on his face, pretty much letting you know, like I said, showing you in plain sight that he underwent some type of plastic surgery, okay, to change his look. And also, he put on the makeup, which could indicate that he took the OMOH door. Now, I don't believe that he even had a choice to do this. It's either get down or lay down. You either finna do this or we finna make sure that don't nobody hear or see from you again, whether that mean they take him out, lock him up for life, whatever. And then you also see his handler, his new handler, Jazz, or Jaslyn, whatever you want to call the girl, with the facial paint on as well, fully supporting it. So that lets you know that she down with the SHITs too. Also, I want to let you guys know something. When you see these artists in the casket, that is a casket ritual. That is something you are never supposed to do. You putting a bad omen on yourself. Not only that, you're also taking part in a Freemasonic ritual. I've showed you guys this in the Trippie Redd video. That's what Freemasons do. They get in the casket. That's just part of it. And then in his latest video, Now that they have full control over him, you see how he was just sitting in it and, you know, dancing around it in the Sticks With Me video. In his latest video, he's actually laying in it, just like the Freemasons do. Now that he's under full control and they got him right where they want him, he has to partake in everything that they want him to do. And you also see the red and the white, which are the most satanic colors you can use, like I keep telling y'all, and he's inside of the casket. He even looks dead right there. Like that's really, really, that's not good, man. So could he be showing y'all that he might be passing away here soon? I don't know, like I said, because at the end of the day, he's making a ton of money for these people. So I doubt it. But at the same time, when you do things like this, you are putting like a curse or a hex on yourself. All right. That's going to be doing it for today's video. It's your boy Xavier with Black Mirrors TV. Make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure y'all leave y'all Cash App name down in the comment section below so you can enter a chance to win the $50 Cash App as soon as the family subscriber count goes up to 400. Now, with that being said, let me know who y'all want me to do another video on next. And as always, y'all be blessed, y'all be safe. And until the next video. Oh.
Not the DJ Academics. Next video. I'm still here. 10 days ago.
To the right, I'm not sure if that's the homo shit right there. And then there's to the left, I'm not sure if there's some sacrifice shit going on right there. I'm not sure because I went straight.
Next time I happen like, whoa, I've been kissing
These nuts. Got him. Watch it, boy.
What's good? It's your boy Xavier back with another installment of Black Mirrors TV. Shout out to the whole Black Mirrors family. Shout out to everybody that just subscribed. Make sure as soon as y'all hit this video, y'all like, comment, share, subscribe. Excuse me, it's the only way that we can get these videos out there, and it really does help out the channel. Now today, we're going to be talking about Lil Keed. Now, we're going to be talking about why I believe Lil Keed might have been a sacrifice for Young Thug. And I'm also going to be pointing out the occult signs and symbols, of course. Now, we just hit 600 family members, over 600 family members. So I will be doing another Cash App giveaway next Friday. All right, so y'all be on the lookout for that. And then when we hit 700 and so forth and so forth. All right. Now, let's jump right into the video. Right here, we clearly see him with the super extreme blonde hair. Now, as us being colored people, it really don't even look right. First of all, not trying to make this a black or white thing at all, okay? But I'm just pointing out the obvious that this don't even look right. This looks like this is some type of symbolic ritualistic practice. From my standpoint of view, this is just information that I'm putting out to y'all. Y'all come up with your own conclusions, okay? But with that being said, this ties into bleaching the mind, making an altar within the mind so that you can control this person to be whatever you want them to be, a killer, whatever, you know what I mean? But basically what these people do it for is just to have them push these certain agendas within their music. Now, right here, we see I guess you could say double entendre because it's a black and white photo as above, so below, representing the Baphomet. And then also you got the one-eye symbolism, clear as day. Now, when they show this one-eye symbolism for the new family members that just, subscribe to the channel, this means that you sold out for temporary material gain whenever you see the one-eye symbolism. And right here is another photo with one-eye symbolism, okay? And the reason why I really put this picture in here is because you see that target on his jacket? These people are targets as soon as they get brought in by a bigger artist. Now, these bigger artists, use these lower level artists that are just getting into the game as sacrifices. All right. Majority of the time you will see this. All right. This happened to Proof. This happened, the friend of Eminem. This happened to Mo3.
the artist Boosie, and we will be doing a video on him too. But you always see the lower level artists get sacrificed or killed, and then the bigger artist winds up either beating a charge or, getting out of jail, or just blowing up significantly. Now, right here, I wanted to show you guys the cross. Now, these people blaspheme God, you know what I mean? These people just completely, do anything they can to go against Christianity. And right here is a clear and obvious, picture of that, because how blasphemous is it to have a cross on your chest symbolizing Jesus, but you're doing everything that goes against it. All right. Now, I'm not a Bible thumper or anything like that. I'm just putting the information out here for you guys. Okay. Always remember that. And I wanted to put this in here because I always talk about the Rosicrucian Order, because it is a secret society that is a little bit higher than the Freemasons. Okay. And he has a big rose tatted on the right side of his cheek. And I believe he had another rose tatted on the left side. All right. Right here, we see the red room picture, and he also has the red hair. Now, I do not know what the red hair symbolizes. It probably could symbolize something. If you guys know, let me know down in the comment section below. Okay, I would really like to know that. Now, this symbolizes that they go into these rooms with white walls, and then they slaughter goats, chickens, lambs, sheep, whatever may have you. Okay, maybe children sometimes, because they get children from South America too, because those children, ain't nobody gonna come looking for them children. All right. Now, right here, I always show you guys a photo of these artists sitting or standing or posing in front of bricks, because that is a part of Freemasonry. All right. They always try to put it out there like, oh, Masons are nothing but builders. All they do is build. Oh, yeah, they build. They try to build up a person to make him a god here on earth. That's what they try to do. Okay. And when you talk to a Mason, you would think that you were the most stupidest person on this planet, because that's how they look at us, as useless eaters. Okay. Now let's get into the bonus content part of the video. You see him right here doing a Masonic pose that I've showed you guys plenty of times in my previous videos. Please go back and watch them. It really does help out the channel. Now, when they do this pose, just let you know that they are in some type of Freemasonic order. And Rick Ross is most definitely a Mason. He has plenty of songs called Mason and Freemason. And he even says that he is a Freemason. Okay. Right here, we have Young Thug. And pay attention to that spider web jacket, because like I told you guys in previous videos, spiders can be used in witchcrafts. And when they conjure up these spells inside of that big old cauldron that you see on the Disney shows, when they put all types of potions, frogs, spiders, garlic, all this weird stuff, that's what that's symbolizing. Okay. You also see some type of Celtic cross that he's wearing, a big old Celtic cross, which is pagan. And then you also have Michael Jordan. Yes, you have Michael Jordan. He could have threw up that 3 any different type of way, but he chose to do it in a 666 fashion. All right. Now, when I was growing up, I never even knew what that meant. I, thought he was just throwing up the 3 just like everybody else. But as I got older and wiser, I knew what time it was. And then you got Dennis Rodman right here on the Rolling Stone cover. The Rolling Stone word has flames, and then you see Dennis Rodman right here with the red hair, with the devil tongue, and the devil horns. How much more blasphemous and how much more in your face and blatant do you have to be? You can't get no more like in your face than that. Now, right here, I already did a video on Wiz Khalifa. He's already out of here. We already knocked his head off his shoulders. Go check the video out. It was a pretty good video. One of my first videos I did. We could spin the block on him, but I'm not even going to waste my time right now. But he has the blonde hair and the one-eye symbolism. Right here, I did a video on Nas X too. You guys can go check that video out as well. And this is just to symbolize duality. Okay, you got the white and the black as above, so below, literally, because you got one standing over the other. All right, even his name has a black background with white letters. And then the cover itself has a black GQ letters with the white background. This symbolic more than the average person will ever know. That's why I'm here to point it out. Here we have Little Keed in an outfit that I would never wear. First of all, let me know if y'all would rock something like this, because I guarantee you a lot of y'all would say, heck no. Right here, we have him rocking the black, white, and the red, okay, which are satanic colors within themselves. And then you also have him wearing the anarchy hat, all right, which is basically symbolizing, I believe, going against the government. And then you have him right here with the triple OG booty snatcher, booty crumb snatcher, I should say, or OG doodle digger. That's what we're going to call him, OG sugar booty doodle digger. All right. Now, remember I told y'all to keep an eye out for that spider web jacket, because Lil Keat also had the jacket in the Oh My God video. And he was also talking about drugs heal pain, but don't OD. And then what ended up happening to him? He wound up ODing on drugs. Could have been a little bit of foreshadowing. Yes. Could have been a little bit of, programming, future programming. Yeah, most definitely. Because whatever you speak about and you think about definitely will come to fruition. All right. Right there, I'm just trying to show you guys some of the serpent worship, because in the Bible, Eve was tempted by the serpent, this, and that. Okay. Now, right here, you see him with a clear satanic symbol. But it's not inverted, it's regular. But even stars are satanic symbols, especially when you put them inside of a circle. I wasn't born yesterday, neither were y'all, okay? Now he has a sweater saying, F the system. How could you say F the system and you living in it day by day and you pushing their agenda? Did that make sense to y'all? It's like an oxymoron. I think that's what an oxymoron means. But you a moron, period, just for even trying to do that. Now right here, that Celtic cross, once again, they have different versions, different varieties. Okay, it's not just one, but I believe the most prevalent one and most relevant one is the one that I showed in the 5-Year Forum video and the Young Dolph video. Y'all can go check that out as well. Right here, he has the red and white colors on, which are some of the most satanic colors that you could wear. And it has the number 6. Is that ironic? Was that a coincidence? Was that a coincidence? I highly doubt it. And I believe y'all will highly doubt it as well, because you know what type of wicked stuff these people are into. And make sure y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe, because it really does help out the channel. And thank you for everyone for sticking with me to the ending portion of this video. Now, right here is some of the creme de la creme. And y'all know at the end, that's where it gets good. Right there, you clearly see the GOAT on his shirt. Clearly. And you are who you hang around. So everybody in that studio, Gunna and Young Thug, is down with the SHITs just like him. And this is who they all worship. Even the Knights of Templar. All right. Which is one of the reasons that they were pretty much, taken out of here. Because once people found out, they were like, oh yeah, no, we got to get y'all up out of here. And you see what he's doing to the GOAT, right? Because he's part human, part animal. And that's why they are into that beta sex kitten programming as well. Now, before I get back off track, let's get right into it. Now, you see the person behind him most definitely has the black and white checkerboard pattern. All right. And clearly showing that, that's who's backing Lil Keat, literally. Now we got the creme de la creme cherry on top. All right. We got him with the black and white checkerboard pattern. Okay. Now, this is just to show you guys that these people are in some type of secret society or occult type of get down. All right. Because those are the same colors that you can find in a Freemasonic lodge. Even the walls, they have black and white patterns with that type of color on the wall. And then also right here is going to be the last photo of the video. Thank you guys once again for sticking with your boy, because y'all could be anywhere in the world, but y'all right here rocking with me. So much love to y'all and peace. But right here, we got him doing the black and white checkerboard pattern once again. You know what I mean? So I honestly believe that he was just brought in by Young Thug to actually beat this case that he got. Now, you got people that pull strings behind the scenes and that do spells and cast spells and do things to lead up to these type of events to where people can die and people can get set up by the police and this and that. Yeah, that's true. But at the same time, I think that he was a sacrificial offering, and they did a ritual practice on this young kid, rest in peace, on a blood moon. You guys can look that up, so that Young Thug could get off the charges that he is currently facing. And also be aware before you get into this industry, because you might think that a big artist is co-signing you and this and that and everything is all good, not knowing that they done did something to you before you can even blink your eyes or count to 3. Because when you sign your name on that dotted line, it's more than just physical, okay? It's some spiritual stuff going on. Excuse me, it's some soul selling going on. So y'all need to do some soul searching before y'all just jump into this game, or you can wind up like rappers Lil Keed. RIP, I send condolences out to his family. He was gone way too soon. I did like a couple of songs from him. So just be aware of the wicked things that go on in the industry before you try to jump in it. That's going to be doing it for today's video. Let me know who y'all want me to do a video on next. Thank you guys for sticking with me to the very end of the video. It really does help out the channel. Make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe. And I will be doing the $50 Cash App next week. And as always, until the next video, y'all be blessed. Y'all be safe.
Yo, you need to find a different outro. Like, I'm fucking with the videos, but you need to do a different outro, bro. The academics outro, stop. I fucks with my son Black Mirrors, man. I'm just saying, though.
To the right. I'm not sure if that's the homo shit right there. And then it's to the left. I'm not sure if there's some sacrifice shit going on right there.
See, these rappers have said, like, if you ever out me, you're gonna get murdered the next day. And I'm like, that's hot. Like, I love that.
Honestly, all y'all motherfuckers going to hell right with me. So, let's get it.
It's amazing to see.
What's good? It's your boy Xavier back with another installment of Black Mirrors TV. Just want to shout out the whole Black Mirrors family. I hope y'all doing well. I hope y'all mental state is A-OK, because the world is crazy right now. Hug and kiss your family members. You only got one life to live. So make sure that you stay in the present. Don't worry about the past. Don't worry about the future. Just be in it for right now. Now, with that being said, as soon as y'all hit the video, make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe. It really does help out the channel. And as well, I will be doing another Cash App giveaway to a lucky family member next Friday, because we are at 600 family members strong. Never thought this day would be here. Thank you guys so much for showing so much support and love, because y'all could be anywhere in the world, but y'all right here rocking with me. Now, with all that being said, let's get into the video. So today we're going to be talking about, was Mo3 killed because he owned his masters in publishing? So stick with me until the end, because y'all know that's when it gets good. I'm also going to be showing the occult signs and symbols, of course. So stick with me. Right here, I just wanted to put in this picture because you do see off the top, he has the black and white. Right here, I wanted to also show you guys that he is doing what every other celebrity does. They doing another version of the vow of silence. I coined that because that's what I believe what it is. It's just another version of it. It means the same thing. If they speak out, they will be taken out. But they'll try to make it seem gang related. They'll try to make it seem like they friends or family is trying to get them or come after them, or is the Max man that they always talk about, or it's just they ops. But we all know it be the masked man that they don't never want us to know about, the higher ups, okay? And right here, this picture just seemed kind of suspect to me, because I'm like, I don't know no people in the street, in the hood, that grabs another hood dude by their waist like that. Shout out to Mo3 and his family. My condolences go out to him. This is not me trying to defame this person or who he really was or might have been out there in the rough, tough streets. I'm just saying that's what I've seen. And then he's also throwing up the devil horns, okay? So please, please be very, very aware. Right here, we seeing him and Boosie. Now, we all know when you put your hand over somebody's shoulder like that, it's you showing, I don't want to say dominance over that person, but to me, it's kind of like you showing that you know, worth more than that person, or you up higher in some type of rank or social status than that person. And that's the type of vibes that I was getting from this photo right here. And that's pretty much how I feel about this type of gesture. Right here, we see clearly that he's rocking the Baphomet ring. Look how it's positioned. It looks just like the Baphomet. He is one of the artists that I showed in one of my early videos that he has the star ring as well. And who is he with? Another murderous, sacrificial artist, YFN Lucci, who is actually in jail right now due to a murder charge. We might do a video on him, but see, Mo3 and all these other artists, I don't really listen to their music and I don't really know too much about them. These are just people that I wanted to get out the way, you know, but I do got some good evidence, you know, to pretty much state my claim. All right. Right here is a Masonic pose. When they be putting a finger on their mouth, they dirty little booty scratching fingers in their mouth, the little African booty scratching fingers in their mouth. And I don't mean to talk about, you know, my people like that. I used to be called African booty scratcher. That's why I'm talking about ish. Okay, so forget y'all. But that is a Masonic gesture. You see Kodak Black, Jack Boy. You see all these rappers doing that. Okay, and you don't believe me? Yeah, believe me now. This is one of the hand signs and gestures of the Freemasonic order. Now, please believe that it's just not the Illuminati and the Freemasons, okay? Those are two minuscule secret societies that are out there. There are many, many more. It's like one set organization and then an umbrella effect of organizations below them, okay? Please believe that. Now, right here, we have Mo3 wearing the satanic colors of the red, the black, and the white. And yes, I do myself love red, black, and the white color scheme in my day-to-day life. Some of my favorite colors as well. But I know what's going on now out here in this wicked, wicked world. Okay, and a lot of people might not know that. So please be aware of the colors that you wear and the symbols that you wear on your clothing. Now, right here, he is doing the infamous Masonic point, which I've showed a lot of artists doing this. I also even showed Young Dolph doing this very same pose, okay? Basically, this pose is showing when you put your hand over your heart and you get, and if you disobey any type of order or whatever, something that you might say that you know, spoke out too much about, you will get your chest ripped open and they will feed your heart out to the fowls of the land. All right. Now, I get it. It wasn't over his heart. I get it. I'm not dyslexic. I understand. Trust me. But that's pretty much what that's signifying. All right. Right here is just to show you guys the red and the blue symbolism that they like to play on. All right. This is just basically showing you guys the two main hubs of Freemasonry, the Scottish Rite and the York Rite. Okay. You have right here a perfect example of that. You got the red pillar and the blue pillar. You got the square and compass and the G with the star right on top. You have the sun and you have the moon. Yeah. And then you have the black and white checkerboard pattern. You cannot tell me that that is not what that symbolizes, okay? Because it's right here in your face for you to see. All right. Right here, you see a lot of artists taking pictures by steps. And I have a lot of artists doing the same exact thing, female and male. Now, this is basically just representing the steps that you are taking into enlightenment. And then you also see with that red lighting in the background, which is letting you know you are being led up into a dark, sinister, satanic, evil energy type of situation. It's nothing good going to come out of it. And yes, we have him rocking a Chicago Bulls jersey with the numbers what on the front? Big 33. 33, you know, is one of the highest numbers or levels that you can reach in Freemasonry, you know, the 33rd degree. Now, I heard that there are more than 700, more like 720 degrees, but that's on a whole nother level that I don't even know about.
Don't
Now, here we are. Mo3 reportedly owned his masters in publishing, so his family will get the royalties from his music. Now, when you own your masters and your publishing, it's pretty much putting yourself in the target category because they're going to try to do anything they can to make sure that you are pretty much traumatized. Okay, they will set up situations for you to want you to give up that power because they want to make sure that you don't have your masters and your publishing. 21 Savage owns his masters, I believe. So we got to be watching out for him because something may happen to him or somebody around him. But when you own your masters and things of that nature, best believe they're going to try to take you out. Simple and plain. Now, let's take a look at a few clips from his song called True Story and how ironic he had to name this song True Story. So let's check out some of the symbolism in these few slides that I have here today for you. Now, starting off, it starts with him being laid out on the table, sprawled out on it looks like one of the tables in the morgue with the plastic sheet over him with bullet holes inside of him, pretty much foreshadowing his death. Now, they may have just killed off the character. I'm not too sure, but they did have video footage of him getting laid out. It could have all been staged, but check this out.
I think it's Rapper. He got shot in his own city.
Now, he was shot in his own city, on the freeway. That's crazy, man. People do not care these days. People are like crabs in a bucket. So my advice to people that are blowing up or that are on the rise to fame in their own city, move out. And this is my thoughts on the situation. If you signed an artist to your label or whatever, and you gave them a lump sum, forget the lump sum. First, move that person up out of the hood and their family so they could be straight and not have to worry about none of this. Wouldn't that be the most smartest thing? Or when you get that lump sum of money, take that advance and move your people up out the hood. Don't put that back into your music because you already buzzing. Get away first. That's common sense to me. Get away first. Make sure you and your people straight so that they don't try to get your mama or your grandma or your grandpa because they still in the trenches. Get up out of there. That's just me. Y'all let me know if that makes any sense or not. If when these people get signed that's broke and starving in the hood and rising to fame, wouldn't you think it'd be smart to do that? And right here, as you can see, clear as day, he is laid out in a casket, okay? We've seen Triple X and Tentacion. We've seen Lil Peep. We've seen Tutu G's holding a casket. We've also seen just numerous amounts of artists with themselves being in a casket. Now, to me, and Julio Fulio, we got to do a video on him because he talks about it and says that's pretty much ties into voodoo as well. Sleeping in the casket for days on end. But this to me is just a sign of an occultic teaching, an occultic practice. Now, that's going to be doing it for today's video. It's your boy Xavier back with another installment of Black Mirrors TV. Shout out to the whole Black Mirrors family. Let's get that subscriber count up to 700. And I will be doing another Cash App giveaway next Friday to a lucky family member. So make sure y'all put y'all...
Thanks. Who said I wonder what's on Rumble? I'm talking about Rumble, man. That rum on NASDAQ, man. Can we get that joint to go up? Like, how do you get a stock to go up? It's an interesting question. How do we get a stock to go up? Monday. Yes. I started a Twitch. To make videos called Fuck Twitch Part 1, Fuck Twitch Part 2. So please don't. I'm actually closing them right now. That's how unimportant it is. Boom.
But if it's
These, I think I can get rid of this maybe. Instagram, my Twitter, I'm gonna leave those. Cross text.
So not that if it's close to your birthday, but basically
I'm gonna leave that. I need that for something.
So the way that they do it is like, right. So her birthday's in January. So
You know what? I don't think I can watch a Joe Rogan video because he has his stuff on Spotify. So I gotta watch out for that. Alright. For the most part, get rid of that. 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 What's this? Information. Get rid of that. What's this? Brooklyn Spawners. Get rid of that. Oh yeah, I thought this was gonna take forever. Please. I'm trying to get off of this joint just as much as y'all want me off this joint. So let me. Let's see if there's anything else. If there's anything else, we gonna find it. Oh yeah, I wanted to watch this also. Sorry.
Get a different medium sub at a special price every day of the week.
Really just gonna slide an ad in there like that. It's crazy.
Our parks hold the power to inspire wonder in all of us. And at the National Park Foundation, our...
What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. I want to first talk about Apple as a company. And many people want to know why I'm mentioning that. I used to not be such an Apple guy, but over the years, I've gotten into loving Apple. And the reason why I love Apple is because, number one, their service is very good. You know, I think the obvious we know is the products are good, but great, but the service is excellent. When you go to an Apple store, the way that people run to you, the way to people come to you, to serve you, to help you, is one of the reasons why I will always be an Apple-based customer. The reason why is because they're standing by what they do as a company. They're standing by what they say, which is what we love to do. We love the integrity of companies, which is one of the reasons why we trust them. Now, I want to deal with this Ime Udoka situation again and tie it into what I'm talking about as being an Apple consumer. Brother Marcus Smart has made an interesting comment about what happened to Brother Ime Udoka. Marcus Smart says, nobody died. I still love Ime as a person and as a coach. He led us to the finals. It's just something unfortunate has happened to him. I want to deal with that and deal with somebody giving you bad service as a client. Okay? Now, you buy something from somebody. It's not what they said it was going to be, or they broke the rules. They didn't deliver on their end of the bargain. And what they tell you is, hey, listen, nobody died. It's not the end of the world. How do you react to that? What are you going to say? You're going to say, what does me not dying have to do with what I'm talking about here? What I'm talking about is you didn't own up to the end of your deal, and you said that you would. What does this mean that nobody died? What you're giving right now is called excuses. And again, I've dealt with that with certain people, attorneys and stuff, people overseas you do business with. They want the money. You want to get paid. You want everything that comes with the benefit of being a service provider or a person that's, in the service industry, or an attorney or a doctor or whatever the hell you're selling. But now you don't want to deliver on what you said you did. And you want to make an excuses for why you don't do it. Let me kind of draw this back to you guys. And as far as being accountable, we got to do that. Here's what I want to tell you guys. Ime Udoka signed a contract. Okay? If you don't want to do the work, all that you got to do is say, I don't want to do the work. I don't want to do it. I see what you're asking for here. I see what you're telling me to do. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it. It doesn't make sense to me. In fact, I'm not going to do it, and I don't want to waste time. Thanks, but no thanks. I'm just not going to do that. And guess what? People can appreciate that. People can appreciate that. People can say what? All right, you don't want to do it? Let's give this to the job to somebody else who wants to do it. But no. What we keep hearing all the time. It's not the end of the world. You don't like it when nobody does that to you, do you? No. Now, here's the situation. Ime Udoka said, as the coach of the Boston Celtics, here are the rules that I'm going to follow. But he says, I don't want to do with that. I want to do whatever I want to do. He gets fired. Well, nobody died. We're not talking about him dying. We're talking about the fact that he broke the rules. Let's talk about this. Dealing with women. You're in a relationship as men. You have held up to your bargain. I'm taking care of my wife. I'm paying the bills. I'm doing these things for her. She stops having sex. She stops doing what she's supposed to do. She gained, a lot of weight, or started cheating on you, or doing some things. What do you then say? You say, I want out of this relationship. What if she told you, well, nobody died? You're gonna be like, what? Are you a joke? What do you mean nobody died? I'm not dealing with that. I'm dealing with the fact that you didn't do what you said you were gonna do. The relationship is over. Now, you're right, nobody died, but you're still fired. Here's what we gotta understand in life as men. And I know we are biased towards each other. This is the manosphere, okay? I get it. I am more biased in my approach towards men because I feel that usually men are right. But that's not always the case. The case is, in order to make better communities, in order to make women better, men have to be what they're asking.
What I miss?
Women to become. Men have to become what they want others to become. And if men can make excuses about what men do that break the rules, we can't tell anybody else any goddamn thing. We can't tell politics how to move in our community. We can't tell the so-quote unquote white man. We're not going to be able to do that because we're not living what we're talking about. Now, can we make mistakes? Absolutely. Everybody makes mistakes. And I get it. But you got to live what you're talking about.
If you go somewhere, it's always something popping back out. Like, I was scared to exit.
But we can't go too far.
I didn't know what was going to happen. The little girl, she was about, like, the same height as me, and she just followed us, and just had people everywhere coming in.
Yeah, might have somebody cut them up on today. Who knows?
Oh, shoot! Oh, shoot! Oh!
We're not going to get around the fact that you're not living what you're talking about. So if he's a leader, you're a coach, you can't go around and say, you know what, you're a leader, but you don't have to follow the rules. Then nobody has to follow the rules. The players don't got to follow the rules. Think about it. You know what? One of the worst things you can have in a business is somebody having sex with the employees, because then everybody starts cutting corners. If the coach is doing it, the coach can't tell anybody how to follow any rules. If you have a pastor that is sleeping with people in the church, guess what the pastor will start to do? He will start preaching about everything in the church except for adultery, because he won't be able to tell you that, because he's participating in that which he's talking about. And if you think that people are stupid, and if you think that people are dumb, and if you think that people know what they're talking about, you're absolutely insane, because they don't. If you think that's the case, you're insane, because it's not true. You can't be a leader when you're breaking the rules. If you're sleeping with women in the organization, how do you expect these guys not to break teams' rules? You can't hold them accountable because you're not accountable. And you're a risk. And the players want to be able to do what the coach is doing. And you can't have successful teams with the coach doing what the players are doing. The inmates can't run a prison, can they? No. Pookies and Ray Rays can't run the black community. No. That's why Black America is what it is. Want to know why? Because Pookies and Ray Rays started running the black community. And the Pookies and Ray Rays had nobody to be accountable to. So they destroyed Black America. They destroyed it. They destroyed everything. They destroyed everything. And now you don't have a pot to piss in because no accountability. Now here we have the men and women at odds because nobody wants to be accountable for nothing. You can't live in a world like this and be successful. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson. Back at it again.
Shit, O'Shea, I agree. I agree. Had a whole open panel. Nobody want to pull up. That's how they feel. Gang stuff. I did.
Pretty sure he's gonna cry.
Well, did I clear my cache for real? Pretty much. These is for a whole other video right here. So let me go ahead and yeah, these is for a whole other video. Alright, back yeah. Good money.